All right, hey, we're back for the next session, Fred Skies. We are gonna try to finish through this dream scenario, or is it a dream? I don't know. Of the players, the adventurers fighting each other after they had gone to sleep in Tyrok's Landing the night before, potentially leaving with their newly repaired ship. So let's just get right into it, because let's be honest, there's not a lot to do other than this right now. So, bringing back up the battle map. For those of you who don't remember, you guys we're fighting each other by the behest of some floating, faceless, armless, legless robes that told you, hey, fight for me. Winner will get a boon of some sort. As it happened last time, not a lot happened for the first maybe minute or so of 10 rounds, minute or so of the game, or of the adventure, as everybody was too busy trying to get into chests and failing miserably for a bit anyway. As it stands now, an alliance kind of was formed after the first kill, which turns out to be the Raven of Praedyth. Praedyth then took offense to that and started attacking. I believe expecting to die rather quickly, yet somehow he is still alive and running around in this place. That quickly led to Iylis and Hylough kind of helping Aerra out, until Iylis backstabbed Hylough in a most glorious fashion. It's kind of an interesting little twist of fate. And that kind of led us to here after Marcus broke open an elemental gem and caused a fire elemental to go after Rhux. So let's pick us up right there. We are at the top of round 19, longest fight I think I've ever run. Let me roll my d10 and expand the size of the lava, and we'll get to the next thing. I'm not seeing any dice. That's kind of weird. 2. Let's see here. To that, which I think is the very first time we've had that one, actually. Oh, maybe not. All right, light source has been updated. Let me update the lava, which now seems to be going faster and faster. It does a tile, and we are now on Praedyth's turn. What do you wish to do, Praedyth?
Yes.
You are currently over on the side that you can see, and not everybody else can. Dresd'a, let me know if you can't see anybody, because if you can't, then I will make sure that you can.
I see 2 skulls, 3 skulls, Aerra, Iylis.
Yeah, I'm fixing the 3 that you should be able to see. Like for the
Hylough.
game, oops, I did not mean to do that. For the game, I made it so that nobody could see what the other players could see, which I normally have on by default. But that meant that once you died, I had to do some special stuff to give people vision. All right.
Once you die, you can't see anything.
You should be able to see everybody. Hylough. I've made it so you should be able to see everybody. All right.
You can only see the 3 skulls, like the area, the round area.
I just made it so you should be able to see the other 3. Yeah. Marcus, you are up.
The rest of it is black. Okay.
Marcus.
So it's my turn first? All right.
Well, it's your turn. Stealth. It's not your turn first. Praedyth has already went.
Well, my stealth move here, which I will roll first.
Roll your stealth.
And then...
It's interesting. I'm not seeing the dice roll. I'm hearing it.
I'm not seeing them either.
Something must be broken somewhere.
It was an 8, which sucks.
No, I'm
But
seeing
anyway.
it. I'm seeing it in the actual feed.
Oh,
Just
okay.
not seeing any dice roll, even though I'm hearing it roll. It's weird. I don't know. Something must be broken somewhere. All right, so you got a stealth check.
Okay, I'll go there. And is stealth my that takes an action, right? Stealth.
Yeah, because you're not a
just take
rogue.
half.
Because you're not a rogue.
Okay. Not yet. And that's it for now, I guess.
Okay, it is Rhux's turn. Rhux, who is still dealing with the elemental. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he was going to try to run back around and try to get healed. So I will do that. He disengages. So then, well, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Disengaging is not going to help him much because, well, he can only move 1 more. So he's going to stay right there. He is going to, well, take some damage, which is going to be 5 points of damage because he's still on fire. So there's that. And then I guess he will attack the creature with his trident, which he hits it, does some damage to it, and also does his little wave thing, which gives it another +3 damage. So I will do 3 more points of damage to it. And because he hit it, he actually takes 5 points of fire damage because he's in melee. So this is not good for him, but, you know, whatever. Fire Elemental, whose turn it is now, is going to attack him back with multi-attack. And then the first one is an attack with a touch, which he misses him. And then the second one, again, where he hits him and does 7 points damage. So Rhux is not in a good spot after that round. We continue on past our deceased fellows and back to the top of the round again, where I roll another d10. 8. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is that. And source.
Make sure you're not selected on your character if you're trying to look at everybody's location.
Yeah, that's true.
That might be what's tripping you up.
And it is now Praedyth's turn.
All right.
All right, you walk in and you definitely see Marcus. Marcus, you definitely see Praedyth.
Oh, hi there.
Yeah, hey.
How goes it?
Trying to get that stream thing.
Yeah.
What about you? Your bird good?
No, my bird is dead. That was a low blow.
But you can bring it back, right? I mean, it's not ever really dead.
I mean, yeah, but it's dead for right now. Like, you know, it takes some effort to get it back. It's not like it's an immediate thing, you know.
Okay, I mean, I'll wait if you want to bring it back.
I gotta go to sleep.
Oh, that's
Just
nice.
You gotta give me about an hour. I gotta get at least a short
if you
rest
sleep,
in
trust
before
me.
I can summon
Go ahead and go
that.
to sleep. We're good.
Well,
We got to find Rhux.
we do have to find Rhux. So that was 5'10". Clovis, please. I'm trying to play D&D.
Priorities.
Yeah, exactly.
30.
All right. Praedyth runs over there. Well, that would be a double move if you hit 30, because remember, you only have 25.
No, I'm still in my my Radiant Soul form, or has it been a minute since then?
No, it hasn't been a minute since. You are correct.
So I get 30 feet.
Yep.
Because I'm technically flying. But I am going to double move and just keep it on.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun.
It is now Marcus's turn.
You do.
What are you doing, Marcus?
Unmute myself so you can tell my diagonals. Diagonal 3. Diagonal 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is Praedyth flying?
Yeah, he's flying.
Okay.
He has
my
these
crossbow.
golden wings.
Drop my crossbow, pull out my pistol, and shoot him.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm trying to get out of the stream thing, man. You get it.
He doesn't, but whatever.
I know. Well, whenever someone screwed him in the past, it's worked out for him. So
that is true.
Remember to target him.
Yeah, I've got targeted.
Click.
Actually, no. Tell you what. I don't want to do this, but we're going to have to. So I'll give you a chance, and I will cast a spell.
Okay. You're going to do True Strike on him first.
True Strike. Exactly.
Okay.
Give me a round to do something. Okay, that's fair.
And
that's exactly what I was doing. I wanted to see what you would do.
So yeah, and then I'll just, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll diagonal 5. Well, I can't. Is that a?
You can walk over that. It's not a. It's like a bench. It's fine.
Okay, 5.
I didn't put anything on those because.
And 7 because of my extra movement. Actually, no, I'm just here. That won't help me at all.
All right. Okay.
Can I take cover behind it?
Behind the bench? No.
Like, yeah, behind the bench.
Like, Praedyth could barely do that because it's a bench.
Okay,
you literally would sit
got it. I'm done.
All right. Rhux takes another 5 points of damage because he won't heal himself. Because, why would we want to do that? Or knock it out? And because he's not here. So he disengages and, 1, 2, 3. He's going to just make a run for it. 4. The creature will make an attack of opportunity on him, which misses. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at least he gets up to there. And it is now the elemental's turn. Which 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, interesting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it still reaches him because it has 50 feet of movement. So we'll attack him again. With multi-attack. Then first attack.
Nice.
Hits, and down goes Rhux. Rhux is currently prone and unconscious.
All right. Sounds good.
And the fire elemental can't move any further. You also don't see it, so I think all it does, if you have to be able to see it to command it, so
yeah,
I think all it does is just defend itself if it's not been commanded to do something else.
I think it actually goes crazy if I can't. Well, that's why if I go unconscious.
No. If you lose concentration.
Okay.
It's a concentration thing. So if you lose concentration, then you lose control over it.
Oh, wait a second. Then is True Strike concentration?
No, it's till the end of your next turn.
Okay, no, actually, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a really crappy spell. It is concentration.
Okay, well, you've lost control of the elemental. It will now, if it sees any of you, it will attack either of you. Which is okay.
I mean, it's random, but
yeah. Hold on. So this thing goes off again at the top of the round. I'm pretty sure this is this color. Okay, update light source. Go. And then the tile.
Ooh.
It is continuing to grow
That room's
faster
not getting any bigger.
and faster. Praedyth, you are up. You definitely saw Marcus make a gesture in your direction, but he didn't fire at you. He didn't shoot you.
Well, he is positioning, and that's enough. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Well, on whom?
Oh, I forgot to target him.
You can't see him anyway.
I can't. I
No,
can
no.
just step 5 feet this way. Like, yeah, I can see him right here.
You just want to use that roll?
No, you'd have to do a
Well,
5-foot step.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do a 5-foot step. But it's 23 hit you, Marcus.
Yeah, it does.
It's 1 point of damage.
It's one plus. It's 1 plus my my charisma mod. So it's 5.
5 points of damage.
5 points?
Yep, 5 total.
Ouch.
Okay. Nothing crazy.
Oh, I haven't done that yet, by the way.
Oh,
Okay.
I guess Marcus, give me a concentration check.
That is, yeah.
I do want to move.
If it's concentration, you
No,
took
you're
damage.
right.
So
It's just like, I keep thinking.
it's very lame. I agree. I really don't think it should be concentration. It should just be a magic that's on.
Well, if I had, it would be the first thing I
fine.
changed if I had leveled up in that level, but I'm not going to. So.
Well, my point being is that it's a cantrip. It's only going to
Yeah, I
last till
know.
the end of your next turn. What's the point of it being a concentration spell? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit lackluster.
All right. Are you done, Praedyth?
Yes.
Okay. It is now Marcus's turn.
1, 2. Diagonal 3.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, can I see him now?
You can't see him.
Diagonal 4, 5, 6, and diagonal 7. Is that a okay? There he is, 7.
Yeah.
Because I have that extra.
No,
10
I know. I was.
Almost.
Actually, I've got an extra 10 feet or 5 feet.
10 feet, actually, I think. But
Yeah. So, I'll go one more. And I'll shoot him.
okay.
I will
Okay.
attempt to shoot him.
He has
I am
advantage. You have
gonna use
advantage.
Probably
Marksman.
succeed.
Right?
On this.
Yep. And you do have advantage. So remember, Alt click with the thing will.
Ah, crap! I hit the other button. I'll click it again.
No, you hit him.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could crit him technically. I mean, well, I'll just roll like this.
Hold on.
Yeah, so I think we'll miss this. And I'm also going to use a point for menacing attack.
Okay.
Can we slow down, or are you good?
No, I was just checking to see what it did for the roll. That's fine. It's all good.
Okay, and then it actually is on him. Anyway, menacing attack.
I can succeed on my wisdom.
So it does a D8,
He succeeds on his wisdom saving throw.
but 5 more points of damage.
I get points even if I succeed on the save.
Yes,
yeah,
the
it
save
does
is just to
extra
see if
damage.
you're frightened.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yep.
And then I'm going to action surge and shoot him again.
This
hope
one
I
does
kill him
not
this
have
time.
advantage.
It does not.
Only the first fight.
I'll try it anyway.
Yeah, you'll probably hit.
Yeah.
I don't have a high health.
Yeah. With that, the bullet slams into Praedyth. Does
Sorry.
33 points of damage. How
That's
much?
fine.
How much? No, but how much? What's your maximum hit
1D,
points?
it shouldn't do 1d10 plus 1d10.
Well, yeah, it was like a ton of damage.
One of those 1d10 should not be there. Why does it do that?
Well, they did 1d10 plus 1d10 last time,
yeah.
too. It's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That formula's wrong, man.
All right. So, Praedyth, you had 4 more hit points than you did this last time from the thing. And well, it was two
Go ahead.
10s. That's why that's so.
Yeah.
So
Take
you would
one
have
of
had
the 10s
7,
out.
but it still would have. You still would be down. It's fine.
I got
But
to read that
it wouldn't have
formula.
done 33 points of damage. It would have done 13 points.
Well, what
Yeah.
about the first one?
Oh wait, it would have done. Hold on. It would have done 23 points of damage for the second one.
How much health do I have from the first
So
one?
the first time it would have done 13.
Because
So
I
it
was
was
full
3 on the
health.
die.
Oh.
No,
that
you.
first
Yeah,
one.
you. My point though is that you would have gained only 4 points back.
Only four? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I took the lower of the 2d10
Yeah,
roll,
right.
the higher of the 2d10 rolls back, gave it back to you because that was the second roll.
Right.
That was the reason why. So you would have
Just a
taken
flat plus 10.
16 points plus
Yeah.
then the 5 that you took from the other thing. So it was 21 points the first time.
I just didn't know where that other 10
it's
damage
just
was
wrong.
coming from. I see
23
it.
points the second time. But what is
Yeah.
your maximum hit points?
My
normally?
maximum hit point is 28.
Okay, so you didn't die just outright. If he,
That would've sucked.
if he does 28 points of damage to you in one blow, you die outright. That doesn't matter. So yes, Praedyth is now unconscious and prone.
Okay.
And that is the end of your turn because you've action surged and done all the other
Yeah.
stuff. Rhux has to make a death saving throw. Actually, Rhux is still on fire, so he automatically fails 2 death saving throws. That sucks.
I didn't realize you had
Bad
an
day
action.
for
Yeah.
Rhux.
If you take damage of any sort,
Yeah, you take.
2 death saving throws.
Yeah.
So
It does
he has failed 2 of them. And then he still has to roll his death saving throw,
Oh, that's right.
which he
He
fails,
died.
so he has died. I mean, that's the way it works.
No, you're right. It just means like
Real quick.
setting people on fire is much nastier than.
Yes, because he didn't turn himself off from fire. The fire elemental, which is still alive, technically Praedyth is still alive, so goes 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. This is going to be 4, 5 because he has to squeeze through it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the first move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because again, it has to squeeze through it. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's as far as he gets. It is now the top of the round again. I'm not going to worry about rolling that, but I am going to increase this thing. As it starts to get ever and ever larger and larger and filling things up. Praedyth, give me a death saving throw.
Sure. Where utility, right?
Yeah. Make it. So you get 1+. Marcus, it is your turn.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Drop the heavy pistol. Can I just choke him out? I'll try to choke him.
You have advantage to attack him, but you can't just choke him out. Because the most you can do is 2 death saving throws.
Well, no, that's what I mean. I'll do 2 death saving throws by choking him. It seems nicer
You
than
still have to
stabbing him.
attack him.
Okay.
That's
Okay, well, I will drop my pistol, draw my rapier. It's better be a dream. I'm losing all my stuff. And I'll try to hit him with my rapier.
okay. You have advantage.
That's a good thing. And I forgot to click on it, but
Yeah,
I think
that's
16 to hit you.
It is.
Yeah, so you take
Okay.
2 death save throws, 2 death failures.
And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and do my second wind. I don't know where that elemental is, but
Oh, there it is. So you have failed 2, succeeded on 1, and you do the second wind, and the fire elemental does his thing, which 1, 2, 3, 4,
Ooh.
5. He see you. That's the question. Did you see him go by?
I saw him in the hall.
Yeah. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. He attacks you, Marcus.
Okay.
With this, and then this.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for it to.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing a maneuver parry because I actually don't have that maneuver.
All right.
Okay, 8 points of damage.
And then he attacks again. Oh, you're also on fire.
Yep.
You take another that points. That is the end of his turn. Top of the round again. The magma continues to increase in size.
I think he's only a minute. He should go out soon, I hope. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you guys, you're not that far away. But...
That's why I get being honest. Knocked
All
out
right.
by my own environmental.
Praedyth, give me a death saving throw.
Oh.
And as Praedyth, the last gasp of air breath comes from Praedyth's body, the entire area, the heat that you're feeling from the magma and stuff like that, suddenly abates. I forgot. Why is this thing? Is it not? Oh, there it goes. As all the fire and the flame disappears from it, the elemental disappears. Marcus, where the elemental once stood, is a floating set of robes, basically. And you hear deep from in the cowl, the black depths of the cowl, you hear, "Ah, my champion. I see. I should have known it would be you. Until we meet again, take this boon." The boon you get is you get an extra hero point. So you can make an extra reroll or whatever you want with that, whatever you want. So mark that down.
Okay.
And as you're hearing that, you wake with a start. Dresd'a is like shaking you violently, trying to get you awake.
What? Hey.
Dresd'a, you've been trying to wake up anybody for the last 20 minutes with no success. You were currently the night watch, running the ship in the night, making sure everything was okay, and you just happened to notice a dark fog that was kind of around the ship, but very localized to the ship. And when you went down below decks, you noticed that it had seeped in through the portholes, going into some of the cabins where some of your compatriots had slept. You saw the darkened fog there as well, and that's when you started trying to wake everybody up. Just now, as Marcus bursts awake, you see the fog slowly dissipating away from the ship.
Dude, are you awake? Hey, Marcus?
Yeah.
What just happened? There was this like black fog all over the place, and none of you guys would wake up.
I think we may be cursed, but I guess we're okay now because we're back. Why weren't you there?
I was on watch. I don't know.
Oh, well, next time I'll be on watch because you can deal with this.
What happened? What happened after
I'll
I
try
died?
to wake everybody else.
You guys are the rest of you are still asleep, as far as you know. You have not
okay.
woken up.
Yeah,
yet.
let's make sure and wake everyone else up. We
let's
all
try
had to
to
fight
wake
each other to the pleasure of some robe thing. Apparently, I was champion now.
Name is
Champion
the Game Master.
Oh Lord!
Just kidding.
GM. That's what I call him. This guy named GM.
Who are you going to try to go deal with first? Or try to
Let's go deal with Praedyth since I personally finished Praedyth off.
So you guys are in various cabins on the ship, and I can bring up the sea spray. I mean, just technically now the Widowmaker, but so don't worry about what is all set up on this thing. I'm sure that at this point in time, there's a whole bunch of stuff on here with various things in the wrong place. So you go and find Praedyth, who's in one of the bunks.
And I'll go try to wake up Hylough while he's dealing with Praedyth.
You shake Praedyth. Well, you get to Praedyth, and he looks very pale. And you touch him, and he feels cold.
Try to wake him up.
All right. You shake him briefly.
Yeah, gently, but yeah.
Praedyth, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Good. I didn't do a very good job.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen when you do that. You shake him harder.
Okay, I'll try to heal him, which I don't know if we actually expended slots in the fight. Because a cure wounds.
You try to do it. It does seem to work. I mean,
Okay.
you feel the magic starting to pull to your command.
So let's do this. Did it cast it? No. Dun. 4 points.
As the
Praedyth,
energy
you got this. Come on.
flows into him, Praedyth, give me another wisdom saving throw with advantage this time.
Ooh, okay.
Praedyth, you wake with a start and a heavy gasp, rasping breath. You definitely remember this dream. You definitely remember dying. And you can see Marcus standing over you with his hand on you as he seems to have. You're not sure what he's doing. What do you?
Are you all right?
He's gonna kill you again.
I remember that you killed me. So
Well,
what happened after that?
Well, this rogue figure named GM came and told me I'm its champion now, which I'm not real sure what that means, and I probably don't like it, but but then it was really hard to wake you up, so I think we probably should check on everybody else. I didn't.
At the same time, Dresd'a, you were going to try to wake up whom?
Hylough.
Okay, so you have found Hylough several of them would have been in this forward bunk area, because this is where the officers would sleep. And I don't know who's your captain. Maybe there's a couple people sleeping in the captain's quarters. Up to you guys. But you gently attempt to wake Hylough. Hylough, give me a wisdom saving throw.
At least now I know why I lost. I'm already a champion of Raven. And have two.
Exactly.
Jeez, what is it with you guys in 6? Yeah, he doesn't seem to wake up. He's definitely pale and he feels a little cold to the touch. You're not 100% sure he's breathing.
Oh wow.
Save me.
At this point in time, Aaron, Iylis, and Rhux would also give me a wisdom saving throw.
And roll better. I don't have any more heal. I've only got one more healing spell.
Aaron, you wake with a ragged breath, as it's really difficult. It's like trying to come up through water as you wake with a ragged breath. And since he's in the same one where Hylough is, Dresd'a, you hear Aaron wake up. Rhux is actually down below decks, so you guys don't know what's happened with him. Iylis seems to be missing, so I'll just do a saving throw for him. Oops, he just did it. Maybe he's just muted. Iylis, nothing has happened for you at this point in time.
Oh, sorry. I was muted in the actual thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I just didn't realize you were here.
How come I'm not seeing any of these rules?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Not only the dice, but it's not showing up in the log thing there.
Oh, well, I'm seeing it in the log.
I'm seeing the log.
Also seeing dice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're special. Well, I don't see the dice.
Yeah, you're special. It's all right. That's a good question. I don't know why some things are not working tonight.
Okay, well, that works.
Yeah. Oh, did Andrew finally decide to join us?
Andy, that was amazing. I can't believe you pulled that out.
This person shouldn't be on here. 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 Oh, there's a lot of people I left on this thing from the last time. Hylough is still not breathing. You're not sure what's happened with Rhux. Iylis is who's also in one of these rooms is also hasn't seemed to have waken up yet. What are you guys doing? Note, Rhux, you wake with a ragged breath in your bunk in the hold.
I'll give somebody healing hands. Not Aaron or Iylis, but anyone else who needs healing hands. I'll give
Aaron or Iylis. So you're gonna give it to Hylough?
Yeah.
All right. Do a healing hands on Hylough, and then Hylough can give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Are we level 5 yet, or level 4 still?
You'll be level 5.
Yeah, then I get 5 points.
All right. And then give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage. Hylough, you wake with a ragged breath as you feel this magical healing go through you. And again, it's similar. It's like coming up through really, really thick, deep, like quicksand almost to try to get back into the awakened state. You definitely remember all that happened until your untimely death in the battle match. But anything after that, you don't know. You just remember dying.
It's just dark.
Yep. After that, you weren't sure, but you've now waken up. You, everybody but Marcus, you guys all feel exhausted, and you do have 1 level of exhaustion, or 1 point of exhaustion. Iylis is still sleeping. Rhux, you have woken up down below, and you have 1 level of exhaustion. 1 level of exhaustion just means that any skill checks, and ability checks are at disadvantage. That's all it means.
So is
Aaron is awake.
Aaron?
Everybody's awake except for Iylis at this point. Although you
I'll go try to get Iylis.
You're not sure about Rhux, but everybody else is awake.
Okay, well I'll check. Whoever's closer, I'll go check on.
Iylis is probably in the main cabin with you guys. So
okay. Come on, man, you can get this, and I'll do a bardic inspiration.
You gotta shout at him and try to wake him up.
Yes.
I can hear his yelling through my dreams.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Smelly cat.
You can add the bardic inspiration to it.
Oh, I keep reading it. Where's my
What
bird?
is the bardic inspiration?
Roll a D8, I believe. Is it D8 or D6?
It's a D6. D6. I'm only level 1.
Right.
Is the Raven out here?
The Raven
D10?
does not seem
D6.
to be around. D6.
D6.
So roll a D20 and add a D6. Or roll a wisdom saving
Plus your wisdom, yeah.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw plus a D6.
Yikes.
Iylis continues to not wake up.
Yikes.
Okay,
I can't make the 10.
Other healing word on him.
All right.
And my other bardic inspiration. Okay, this is getting ridiculous.
Okay.
Get up.
All right, so wisdom saving throw with advantage, and you also get a D6.
Cool.
No pressure at all,
anything.
Iylis, but if you fail this one, you are actually dead.
Oh, God.
Oh, there we go. Iylis.
Let's go.
It feels like as you're trying to get up through what feels like quicksand to you, you feel like someone is holding onto your feet, trying to pull you back down. But you finally burst through into the thing as your lungs are just burning with the need to breathe. And you guys see him just bolt up and then retch all over the floor.
Oh man! Can I do a big save to get out of the area?
You would have missed it. You
I'm alive.
I need to swab the deck.
He is alive.
Let's go check on Rhux. Okay, we got to get something to keep these, something to keep from scrying or detecting us or whatever's going on here, because this is getting really
all right, so you would have gotten what, 5 points of health?
5 points back.
Yeah, unfortunately you gave it to
I know, because I didn't click it because I don't even see.
Yeah, he's on there. He's just over.
Oh, there he is. I just didn't.
I do not like the other. I don't know where his health is here. Iylis. I just can't see it.
Do I also get the 5 health?
Yeah, you do. I can't find it to give it the health on your sheet to give it to you, which is irritating.
Oh man, it's
you get 5 points, or did you already put it up?
No, you should take 5 points away from yourself, and Hylough or Iylis gets it.
I had it clicked on you because I would.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if I don't know if Hylough put on his.
No, I put the points onto Hylough.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is it the healing?
Yeah, I healed you for 5 points.
What?
Yeah, I just can't find your hit points on this stupid sheet.
Yeah, if I put it in the healing spot, it goes 5 out of 31. See that?
I don't see a healing spot on this sheet.
by the death saves.
Oh, I see. Hit points is over there. Okay, I see it. Never mind.
Yep.
I finally found it. I'm just blind.
Is his sheet different from ours?
All right.
Anyway.
Well, he's using the. You can choose which sheet you want to use, whether you want to use the default one or the D&D Beyond one. Everybody seems to be awake from this dream. Dresd'a, you're at full hit points. Marcus, you are actually at full hit points. You feel refreshed as if you've had a full night's rest. So you can take a long rest as you so desire.
But then I just use both my spells. But yeah, I'll do that.
Yes. But everybody else, you're literally at the hit points that have just been given to you. Like you literally were, for all intents and purposes, dead.
Yeah, we definitely need someone to keep us scryed on or get to the bottom of this.
Yeah,
sure
what happened?
What you guys doing?
Go back to bed.
Yeah.
So I want to, when I leveled up to 5, I want to bind to the second thing that I have.
You can do it as you just have to do a regular binding ritual. That's all. When you bind during your binding rituals, you bind to up to 2. So
yeah.
Remember, every day you have to rebind anyway. You're supposed to.
Yeah. Can I do that? I want to bind to Hylough again and my new. Let me see.
Remember, there's a certain level cap. So Hylough is a level 1. I believe you can only bind up to like 2 or 3 levels. Let me check. You are currently 5th level. You can have up to a 3rd level vestige, but the total levels of vestiges that you can have bound can only be equal to the highest level you can do. So you can have a 2nd and a 1st level vestige bound.
And Hylough is a 1st, right?
I think Hylough is a 2nd, actually. You got
so I do a 1st.
Yeah.
Is Eckhar the flayed one? Is he a 1st?
Yes, Eckhar is, Cora is, and Corsair is. Those were the first 3 you had. Hylough and Diogenes are the 2 that are 2nd level.
Okay.
Actually, Diogenes is level 1. That's what it says. Yeah. Hylough is level 2.
Okay. I'm gonna also add minor spirit number 3. Let me check real quick. It was either glitch or grew. Hang on. Where's that minor spirit dude? Grew. Nope. Glitch.
So technically, it has still not been a full rest for you yet, Dresd'a. So
okay.
I know you want to do this, and we will do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying, but it's still like it's like 3 in the morning kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find out if anybody's going to do anything. You guys can finish the rest if you want. I just want to know if anybody else is doing anything after this strange dream.
I guess I'll just take a watch because that's really freaky, and I don't really want
to. Praedyth is going immediately to rest and try and get his bird back because they killed his bird.
Bird's still dead in real life?
Yeah, bird dies in the dream. It dies in real life.
Doesn't seem to be around.
Yeah. The other thing that I'd like to do, is I want to try to start using the Brotherhood of Ascetics feats that I have, which means that I'm going to remove leather armor, just wear like a cloak or whatever, and suppress Ecker. So while I'm suppressing one of my vestiges and I'm not wearing armor, my AC goes up to 10 plus charisma plus dex, which would be 16.
Okay. So remember that while you have somebody suppressed, you don't get to use the trait.
Right, right.
Okay.
But
just reminding you of that. That's all.
He's my dumped vestige.
It's fair.
Wow.
But I think it's a bonus action. If I needed him, I could use a bonus action.
Yes, you can always do it as a bonus action to unsuppress.
Yeah. Okay.
So Peter, before I forget, you're under the weaponry, the critical threshold, I think is my problem. I think that's why it's adding an extra D10. So we can look at that as far as the stats on a heavy pistol. I can't move it beyond under 20. I think the threshold means if I roll over a 20 with my stats, it'll add an extra D10.
It's supposed to be if you roll a 20, but
I don't know. It looks right on my end, but we can look at it.
Yep. All right. Anybody gonna do anything the rest of the night? I mean, it is like 3-something in the morning.
Like I said, you guys get some rest. I'll stand guard.
Yeah. Like I said, Marcus, you feel like you've had a full night's rest. Like you feel as if you have had a full night's rest. So all of your abilities are where you expect them to be, all that sort of stuff.
I'm also going to get a piece of paper and a pen and write down the description of this guy, what I remember from my dream.
Yeah, again, it's basically like a floating, tattered robe. Is what it looked like.
Okay,
you couldn't see through it, so it wasn't like it was ghostly. But there was the cowl was darkened, so you couldn't see a face or anything like that. There were no hands or anything like that. But I mean, hands or legs. But you know, the hands could just have been in the voluminous robes, kind of thing. It reminds you a lot of like a spirit of some sort, but you couldn't see through it, and it seemed very real there. It's very hard to explain. But you draw like a floating robe. I mean, you write it down. It's not
big figure. Put some clothes on it. Big robe.
It didn't ever give you a name either. GM. No. You guys continue. You guys head back to sleep. Marcus, give me a perception roll for I watch.
Wow, I'm doing well.
You spend the rest of the night kind of on deck. At some point, Rat comes up and spends some time with you. You're not sure exactly when. You weren't really paying close enough attention. And just at some point, you notice he's there. It's kind of weird.
I'm kind of shook up.
And
I just got drafted into something.
The next thing, like your mind is going back over the whole fight and how it went down, and the fact that you won. You're a little confused by that. Maybe not. It doesn't take long before you realize that the sky is starting to lighten to the east as the day begins anew. That being said, Dresd'a, you wake up maybe about an hour later and perform your rituals.
Okay.
The rest of you guys sleep well into the morning. Now, Dresd'a and Marcus, did you guys want to do anything while these guys continue sleeping?
No, I mean, we can't sail the ship. Are we actually still in the dock?
Yeah, you're still at the docks. Remember, this was the night you had just got all your money. You had gotten the ship out of dry dock and moved it to the docks. You guys had spent a little bit of time saying, having a lovely little send-off for Blinby, who was going to stay here and become the new lieutenant of the garrison. You did all of it was sort of like that sort of thing. And you had stumbled back to the ship where you had fallen asleep. And then this happened.
So are provisions supposed to come in
you had moved
today?
all your provisions and stuff onto here. You have all the stuff. You were prepared. You had done everything that afternoon to be prepared to leave the next day. You just hadn't left because it was, you wanted to give one more time to speak with Blinby, sort of stuff.
Do we know, is there a map maker in town? Do we have anyone who?
No.
Okay. Then no one have anything to do.
So you at about a little before midday, the rest of everybody wakes up again. You guys
we kill you guys,
do
not
get
sleep
the
in.
benefit of a long rest, so go ahead and do that. Getting rid of you guys that had fallen.
Our exhaustion goes away.
Yep, your exhaustion goes away.
I'm going ahead and adding my level, just unless you need me to wait for some reason.
Everybody is now level 5.
Okay.
And that stuff there, I'm just trying to get an idea of some of the new stuff. You'll see it come up. That's all.
Let's see. Oh, who else is there? Oh, who's this? Somebody who's dead.
We just collect dead bodies.
Well, this was from the last time I used this.
I know.
You guys had fought the
I
mutiny,
see dead people.
At a certain point in the morning before the rest of these guys wake up, Rat and True come up on deck. I think that's all you guys have is Rat and True at this point, as the other members of your crew. And they're like, True comes to you, Mark, and it's like, are we going anytime soon? I thought we were leaving with the morning tide.
Yeah, we had an eventful evening. Have you ever heard? Never mind. There was some weird dreams going on. But yeah,
dreams can be very good or ill omens depending on what you dreamed about.
Well, it was unusual when we were all set to fight each other to become a champion of this figure in robes, which was. And
that is a very strange dream you had. Very strange.
Yes, it was. Didn't even give a name. Just bizarre.
Weird.
But anyway, so yeah, we're leaving as soon as we get in. As soon as everyone gets up.
All right. Well, we should try to get out of here as soon as the sooner the better. The storm's coming, and you look around, and the sky looks relatively clear. But I mean, she is the priestess of the storm god.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go wake everyone else up if they're not up. And well, we're better. How long do we have? Can you tell?
It'll be here before the evening, probably.
Okay. I'll wait another hour if they're not up.
Okay. Yeah, this happens like maybe about half an hour before they start stumbling out of bunks and things like that. So yes, everybody is up. You're all 5th level, and you're all long rested.
All right, guys. True says there's a storm coming in. And I do ask True, could she let us know what happens with our former pirate compatriot, Glimby, if something happens where our former pirate colleagues escape or they're hanged or.
Sure. At some point. I mean, I'm coming with you guys, so.
Oh no! I just thought maybe they could send us a note. But yeah, okay.
I've heard of magics where someone can send you a message directly, but I don't know that anyone here in Rhux Landing has any of that. But I'm sure that she will alert us if necessary.
I'm just concerned we didn't do the right thing by Scab, but we'll find out. All right.
Okay. What do you guys do?
So I think we sail south to the city. We need more crew, right?
Yeah, you could try to get some crew here, but most of the people here grew up here and are probably going to stay here.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of luck.
Let me activate this map. So this is the northern part of North Faran. Actually, let me activate this map, which I don't understand why I don't have it set up for you guys to just look at. So you guys are technically currently up here in Rhux Landing. Merybal is here, down here, or Merybal. So it's mostly just a short sail around the thing. You figure based on what time and the fact that you're kind of going with the wind in these things, it'll probably take about a half a day to get there, to reach that port city. You know, or have heard tell that Merybal is Not one of the larger cities of Merybal, but it is approximately 3,000 or 4,000 people. So it's not small by any stretch of the imagination. It's mostly known for the plantations of sugar and tobacco, as well as various exotic fruits like pomegranate, pineapple, and papaya, the 3 Ps. It's also known for the mines in the mountains to the east of it, the northeast of it, called the Wailing Hills, or the Wailing Peaks, sorry. Known for iron, silver, copper, and bauxite, as well as a few precious stones. So it does a bustling trade for the most part. A lot of the trade is sent to either Caer Mergale or around the Mergale League. A few things are traded with Emmerdal, especially the iron ore and the bauxite, because the dwarves always want more of that. The more they can get, the better, as far as they're concerned. The precious stones and things like that, anybody usually wants that sort of stuff, so that can sometimes be found being traded around. That's kind of what you know.
Where do the miners and the plantation workers come from? Are they slaves or are they just free workers?
No, they're workers, as far as you know. I mean, you've never been to Merybal, so.
Okay.
But Mergale is a non-slavery country. That being said, you know that people from like the Solari city-states, where slavery is legal, and Calastria, where slavery is legal, do bring their slaves with them to Mergale and treat them as slaves while they're in Mergale. So,
I just know I was thinking maybe we could buy a couple off and then send them free to work on a ship, but
it's possible if you find any here. But
yeah,
as far as you know, there are no slaves in Mergale or Merybal. I mean, the only slaves that would be there are owned by foreigners who have come to the country.
We're going to Merybal or Mergale?
Yeah, Merybal is here. Mergale is the entire country. You guys are all in Mergale. Like if I bring up the Sea of Tears map, Mergale is this entire. It's all of this, and it goes even further. Lazy and not going to the website. No, I'm telling you, it goes like it even goes further out in here, but all through this. So is Mergale. This right here, where Calastria is, and the Blustery Isles, is a protectorate of the Searly Kingdom. Be careful of that, Mr. Iylis. This over here, where Emmerdal is considered the domain of the dwarves of Delkavak, but they really only claim here, this island, basically the city of Emmerdal, and much of the mountains in here. You don't know if anybody's claiming this stuff up here or if Delkavak still claims it, but maybe somebody else lives there, you're not sure. The Savage Fringe here, you don't know much about. This here is called the Malazan Isles. For the most part, this is still what I'm looking for. This is still wild and run by the Malazan tribes. This is where most of the slaves have been gotten from for Calastria. Like originally there were Malazan here in the Blustery Isles, but they have all been taken as slaves. This here is the wall. It's not shown as well on this map as it should be. There are a ton of small islands, atolls, reefs, sandbars. Just, I mean, it's very, the depth of the water across this whole thing is not very deep, probably in the tens of feet at most. And in many places, less than that, maybe even 4 or 5 feet. Like rivers sometimes are deeper than where it can be. But there are 3 known routes through it. One through here, one kind of sort of in the south that takes a little bit longer, and one in the north, which is kind of windy as well. The most direct route is through this particular spot. There's a sort of a passageway that kind of comes straight through here near Calastria. And I'll have a better map for it next time. I have the better map, I just haven't put it
in the north. The side where the land is that ice, where it's just got a line between the water and.
It's not ice. That's the edge of the.
That land is just not identified.
The edge of the land.
Oh, okay.
Potentially fall off there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we're in Flat World. Okay.
Not a flat world. You're on a floating island, a sky island, just one that's the size of Europe.
Got it. Okay.
Flat earther.
So yeah, let's sail to
The last thing I would say is that this is a chain of islands known to being for the volcanoes, and it's a volcanic chain. It's called the Vapor Chain. This doesn't look quite right. I've changed this slightly. This is known for heavy rainfall, swamps, and a bunch of stuff like that. Like it's actually mostly land here across this. I just didn't do it very well when I did it initially. Those are the main things that you kind of know just from being living on the docks and stuff like that. To the north up here is where the Solari city-states are, like Stormhaven, Milisari, a few others. All right, what do you guys do?
Well, I want to go to Emerdal, so stopping by Calastria works for me.
Well, like I said, Calastria is a Seerly protectorate. It does.
I mean, there is that. I'm not really fond of that particularly.
You can stay on the ship.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
We can. So we want to go down to the other town, though.
Yeah,
here on the island.
You want to go down to Merybal, I assume.
Yeah,
I think that's
find some crew, maybe.
Yeah, find some crew. Like right now, you technically only have 9 people manning the ship, so you technically can only do 1 action on your ship every round, which right now would just be to sailing. I mean, luckily you're not in any danger currently that you know of, so sailing is not a big deal.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, you guys heave to and start heading out on out of the bay, out of Tirax Landing, passing by the lighthouse on your way around the tip here. It takes maybe a couple hours to get around the western side of this. You're kind of tacking into the wind a little bit until you get there. And sure enough, Marcus, as you guys get around the corner there and you're kind of looking to the west, you can see a buildup of clouds coming this direction. So True definitely
again, True.
Trell definitely giving you the right.
I'll nod at her respect,
Mm-hmm. And
right
clearly again. Based on this, on what's going on, sure, it probably will be here just maybe an hour or 2 after dusk, is your guess as well. You guys continue southeasterly, well, east-southeast along the coastline, staying relatively close to the coastline, but not too close so that you might hit rocks or anything like that. Whoever is your navigator, i.e. your pilot, whatever, would that person give me a vehicles check, which should just be a wisdom roll, and add your water vehicles. If you have proficiency in water vehicles, then add your proficiency.
Our navigator is Praedyth. Navigator / pilot.
All right. So you want me just as a D20 plus
wisdom ability check plus your proficiency bonus if you have water vehicle proficiency.
I don't think I do.
I don't believe you
do. Give me a wisdom ability check.
So it's just a wisdom ability check then. All right. So Praedyth kind of stands. You guys find a stool or something to get him so he can see over things, and he kind of directs the path. For some reason, you guys are using all the short people to do things because Rat's doing the big wheel. Run by the short people. As you guys kind of moving back, everything seems to be going fine though. You guys are skimming down the side at a relatively decent clip. Doesn't take you very long to get out. You kind of have some charts from. Remember, you guys did get the charts from the Maiden's Folly. They're a bit eaten up by the salt water because they were there for a couple days. Or did you get? Yeah, they were there for less than a day actually, because you guys got them when you were when you went back to try to get water and stuff like that. So you have them. So you're basically cut straight across here as you're coming across. About I don't know. Mid-afternoon, late afternoon, probably more later afternoon. So maybe about, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something like that. You guys notice that there is a fishing boat ahead. 4 o'clock would put you guys probably right around in here somewhere. It seems to be floating on the thing that you can see. It looks like maybe, well, give me a perception roll, whoever wants to look at that. Who's on the lookout? Who's your guys' lookout? That would be person to give me a perception roll.
I can be the lookout since I have advantage. I have I think advantage on any perception checks using eyesight. It's the eagle eye thing.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right.
I shall mark that down.
All right. So give me a perception check. You notice the fishing vessel and then kind of take a look at it. Give me a perception check.
Dresd'a.
You.
That would be me.
What I will do is on some of these maps, I'm trying to make it so that you guys have the ship on there, and I'll make it so that the ship has sort of the stats of the person who's the particular thing that you're trying to do stuff with. Then you won't have to look up Dresd'a. You can just do a perception roll for the ship, and it'll be Dresd'a's perception.
Oh, sorry, it's not advantage. It's make a wisdom check that relies on sight. You can treat the result as a 10 or your binder level plus charisma, whichever is higher.
That's still good. I mean,
so it's going to be minimum 10.
Yeah. That's better than
just
average wise.
Roll your perception.
Yeah.
If you get below a 10 on the die roll, it's
a 10. Yeah. Yay! Sorry, I just wanted to double check what I was doing.
That's fine.
Perception.
Yep, give me a perception.
Normal.
All right, so wow, you have 15. Nothing on your wisdom, so you got a 15. Kind of looking it over, you notice that it's actually the anchor seems to be out, so it's kind of you see it floating in the wave, slightly gently rocking in the waves. The waves have gotten a bit more rough as you've been sailing southeast because of the storm that's clearly coming in. You can definitely see it. You notice that it's anchored and rocking, but you don't notice anyone in the actual boat.
Huh. So
Run it over.
Doesn't look like there's anybody in there. Do you want to draw aside and investigate it?
Yeah, let's do a whole
Right, so you direct you guys make a slight course correction and start coming up closer and closer. As you get closer, you start making noise and try to stuff. It doesn't look like there's anybody there. You can't, at least there's no response. What you also notice as you get closer is that the nets, like fisherman nets, are over the side. Like it looks like somebody is fishing with nets, net fishing, but you don't see anybody. As you get much closer, you can actually see into the boat. It's just a fisher boat, and you see there literally is no one in the boat.
You think he fell overboard?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah. Can we perceive the water? Is it a big enough boat to have a small boat on it?
Well, remember, you guys are still. You drop sail a bit. You trim the sail so you can slow down and stuff like that. And as you're slowing down, give me a perception check as you kind of look, searching the water and stuff like that, to see if you can find anybody.
Maybe Rhux can jump in and swim around a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea if Rhux is willing to do that.
Yes, Rhux will be doing that.
I got a 15 again.
Okay. Looking around, you don't notice anything. I mean, you can see into the water. The water is, I mean, even with the waves and stuff like that, it's still clear enough that you can see in there. You can see that there are some schools of fish floating or swimming around in there. Actually, you can see with a 15 well enough that you can see that there are fish caught in the actual net. Of all things. But you don't see any people. You don't see any humans or elves or dwarves or anything of that nature.
Can I start to pull in the net and at least recover the fish?
So you're still on your ship.
I don't think we're on board.
You're still on your ship at this point. Rhux, are you going to dive into the water and try to do some searching around?
Yeah.
Right, go ahead and do that and give me a perception roll.
We get caught in the net. Rhux.
Don't get caught in the net. Is what Hylough says as you
We've lost so many Rhuxes to harmful fishing.
You get into the water and slice into there and kind of swim around. You swim around the net, you swim around the actual area. You don't see any bodies or anybody dive down below or anything like that. You come up, you see where the anchor goes down. This particular area seems to be off of a reef that's on the side here. A very small, I mean, it's not super big reef that's on the side of here. And it's maybe 15 feet deep. It's not super deep. So you're able to search most of the area before you really start to get low on air. Remember, you have like 18 minutes of air. That's a long time. And you come up next to the anchor. There's nobody. The ship is still moving, even though you've kind of cut the sails. It's still floating in a direction. You guys might want to drop anchor if you want to spend more time here.
Yeah. So I'd like to climb down from my perch and since I grew up in a fishing village and this is kind of something I did growing up, I want to recover the nets and harvest all the fishes that were caught so we can at least, add that to our supplies or something.
All right. So
let's drop anchor.
All right. So you guys drop anchor. That doesn't require any kind of rolls or anything like
and that. Board the vessel to see if
you guys do have a small boat if you wanted to drop that in the water and just sail and row over to it.
That seems safe.
Right. Who's going over to that?
I'll go.
All right, Dresd'a's going. Anybody else?
I'll go.
I'll go.
All right, so the three of you guys row over to the boat. You pull up alongside. Dresd'a looking over with your knowledge of fishing and stuff like that. It definitely looks like this is a fisherman's boat. You can see, the various bait and tackle and that sort of stuff that they would use to, into the nets and stuff like that. But there's just nobody there. Like everything is set up like you would expect, especially for a fisher, like a voyage, a morning fishing, but nobody's there. You get out into the boat and start pulling up the nets. You find a variety of fishes, and a couple turtles, decently sized sea turtles as well.
Yeah, turtles.
Can I do an investigation to see if there's any type of struggle or any?
Yep, by all means.
Is insight or investigation?
Investigation.
Okay, I got that wrong.
And would I be aware of any laws against like a horse thief law or stealing somebody's
law?
Yeah,
stealing somebody's catch and
there is the right of salvage and things like that. But it's usually in relation to wrecks. This isn't wrecked, but there's nobody here, so it's hard to. This one's in that gray area.
So this would be under maritime law. We could classify it as an abandoned ship. There's nobody here.
It's in the gray area of the law.
Yeah,
it's all.
Well,
but maybe it's a trap to get us thrown in jail or something like that. I mean,
yeah.
We did.
Marcus, you're listening to those two chat about maritime law and salvage rights and stuff like that, and you've been looking through the whole thing while they've been doing
it. It would actually be because I did my expertise wrong with expertise investigation. So it'd be like a 19.
Yeah, that's fine. You're kind of listening to them, and occasionally you chime in with something, having been on the docks, and you're just about to give up because it's like, wow, this just, you don't see any signs of any kind of struggle or anything like that in here. When you get to the bow of the boat and you're just about to turn away, when you realize, wait, that, you kind of get a little closer underneath a few things. Under some of the boards there, and you put your finger on a dark spot and pull it up, and while it's not fully dry, whatever it is tacky and smells a little bit like iron. Pretty sure it's a droplet of blood. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, everything this looks, just one drop. Everything about this looks as if no struggle happened, but that drop of blood seems off, and it's again tacky, like it's not dry, so it's not old. Maybe within the last 3 to 4 hours.
Okay, I'll point it out. Is Rhux still in the water?
Yeah, unless Rhux, did you get out of the water while they were coming up?
No, Rhux is still in the water.
I'll motion you over to show you the blood, and maybe you could see something about it that I don't, or dive down in that area underneath, see if you find the body right underneath there.
Look toward the shore too. I'll look that way.
Looking at the shore, you can see that there is some. It's some not tall cliff sides, but maybe 20 feet cliffs, and you can see you can kind of see under the top of them because of the distance you're at. That there looks like maybe there's tobacco fields over there of some sort, or at least a plantation of some sort over there.
No people or
but you don't
anything
see
like
anybody,
that.
no. But definitely fields of some sort. You thought at initial glance you thought it was tobacco based on the way the plants look, but now you're thinking maybe it's something else. The plant doesn't look quite right for tobacco.
Rhux will do a medicine check.
Okay.
On the blood.
Okay.
It's a 20.
Definitely no more than half a day old, for sure. And since you're kind of looking around in there, you can also see just a little bit of evidence of some cleanup around that drop. As if somebody was cleaning up the blood, but potentially just missed this one drop.
I get out my light that can detect blood.
Your blue light doesn't exist, but thanks for trying.
Oh, well.
Yeah, someone did not want this to be found.
Or at least didn't want it to be found as a struggle.
Does the boat have a name?
It's a fishing boat, so it's probably something like the Minnow or the Mackerel or something like that. I didn't.
The USS Minnow.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the problem.
It was a 3-hour tour. That's all it was supposed to be.
Well, why don't we just tow it? Why don't we pull up the net's pulled up? Let's just tow it along.
Pull up the nets. There's a decent sized catch.
Or...
It's maybe probably about half a dozen baskets full of stuff. Like you pull it into the as you're pulling the nets in, it like fills much of the central portion of the boat. A lot of fish kind of flopping around as Marcus is trying to look over the ship to see if the vessel to see if there was any kind of struggle or anything. It's definitely a struggle going on now, but it's fish.
And the anchor didn't look like it. Well, the anchor was dropped.
Yeah, the anchor was dropped. I mean,
that's
a typical thing that might have happened.
Yeah, I mean,
for a fisherman who's potentially in a spot where they knew they could just drop in and catch stuff. So not a.
I'm just trying to figure out if something came up on him unawares, or we don't know.
Yeah, you're not sure.
There's so much we don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot you don't know. Like the fact that you even found that blood I made the investigation check pretty difficult, and you happen to find it. So.
Yeah, that's my thief thing, baby.
No, it's all good.
Investigation.
It's all good.
Oh well, so Gilligan built the dust here, and so we're gonna have to just see if we can take it back into let's see if anybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, how many people would it take to sail this?
One.
Probably
2.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
We just tow it, can't we? Just
Dresd'a, you know that typically this kind of fishing vessel will probably have 2 people on it. Just because it's easier to get the nets out and pull up the catch and stuff like that. So this is typically a 2-man vessel.
Okay.
Would it be better to sail it in or tow it in?
Either is fine. I mean, it's a pretty light vessel. It's not.
Could we rig it to the side
maybe
of the ship?
like a 10-foot boat. Yeah, it's basically almost 1.5 times larger than your rowboat is. So it's not very big. It's just got a bit more of a deeper hull and things like that to be able to handle.
So
just do what Chad said and tow it, I guess.
I would propose rigging it to the side of the ship like a lifeboat or something.
Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe we can sell it.
Well, I mean, someone will probably know the boat, so
yeah,
we probably won't be able to sell it. I mean, yes, it is technically ours, but
wait, you trying to make money off of this guy's death? I mean, you're already taking his fish. I mean,
we don't know that he's dead.
Well,
he might have gotten rescued.
Even worse.
we just don't know.
Disappeared, huh? That's okay. So well, anyway,
let's just take it let's go talk to the harbor master and see how it comes out like that.
Yeah.
So maybe we end up salvaging it, or maybe find something going on.
Yeah, I'm fine either way.
Give his family the bad news or something like that. I don't know.
But we're keeping the fish, right?
You can keep a basket or 2. Maybe his family needs the fish to live off of. I mean, but he could
play it by ear right now, and we'll see.
Have a wife and children at home. You never know what's going on.
But in Dresd'a's defense, they would have never found out about the fish except for bringing it in. So there is some type of reward there.
Okay.
Don't ask, don't tell.
All right. So, we tow it in behind us.
All right. So you guys kind of secure the boat in some fashion with ropes and stuff like that. You got plenty of rope. And continue on, bring up the anchor and continue on. It took maybe about, half an hour, 45 minutes to do all of that before you got back underway. And you continue heading south around the edge of the coastline here until you come to the entrance to the bay. where Merybal is at. You have heard that this is called Mirror Bay, and as you kind of come in between the two things, you can see why. Even with the increase in waves and stuff like that from the storm that's clearly coming, the bay in here is still relatively calm, and with the remnants of the sun that you still have, which has kind of gone behind the clouds that are behind coming up on you, you can see how this might be very mirror-like on sunny days and things like that. Looking around, you notice that there are two small stone towers on either side of the entrance to the bay. At first glance, kind of looks like they might be lighthouses, until you get a bit closer and you notice that there are actually gun ports facing out of these towers. And give me the intelligence check, Marcus, Hylough, Rhux, and Aaron.
Intelligence. This is not my strong suit.
Yeah, no, you have some experience. Actually, Rhux, you have more experience here than I thought.
Yeah, I'm doing good here.
Yeah.
I'm not, Marcus, you're not sure. Just a second.
There are guns in there? Who knew?
Yeah, they're definitely gun ports. I was just gonna give you the idea of what.
My thing is being weird. I don't see anybody else's rolls, but I see mine.
A lot of people are seeing the same problem. It's all good. I'm seeing them all, which is all that really matters, to be honest.
I got a 2.
FYI. Okay.
I'm twice as good as you. I got a 4.
Ooh. That's you.
I'm squinting instead of having both eyes shut.
I'm just trying to find out one thing, which is irritating. Second. I meant to check this earlier today and forgot to. Okay. No, this is not where you were. Yeah. Okay. Coming around the head. Yeah. The headlands there. Well, Rhux, you recognize that those are probably gun ports for cannons, not just the typical ballista that you would see. So probably some defense for the bay itself. The bay itself is full of some fishing vessels out and about for rather pleasure or work, more than likely for work in this case, as it is the evening time for about the right time for the evening catch. A schooner can be seen at anchor on the western side of the bay, but its name is difficult to read at the current distance. Like you guys are kind of coming in. You guys are kind of coming in here. It's off in this side over here. As you continue in through the bay, you notice a merchant ship passing by you, heading out of the bay. And as you close on it, you notice that it is called the Swallow. As you guys sort of pass by it, you notice a small rowboat, for lack of a better term, kind of rowing in your direction. And as it gets closer and you kind of get closer to it, the guy who's rowing it shouts up, "Ahoy! Ahoy! Pilot for Merybal! Throw me a rope!"
Yeah, we let it down a rope so he can climb aboard and.
No, you throw it on a rope and he just ties it to a spot, to a ring that's on the rowboat, and turns the rowboat around and starts rowing. Follow.
Okay.
He's piloting you.
Yeah, no, he's piloting. Yeah, just stop.
So he kind of starts rowing in a particular way, and what you can see as you're kind of following him, like one of you's looking over and giving directions to Rat, who's kind of doing left and right, or, doing the wheel as necessary. You can see that he's following a slightly deeper channel in the bay. There are definitely some spots where the bay seems to be maybe only 10 feet deep, not too far away from this channel you're kind of going through. It looks like maybe part of the reason why this bay is so tranquil is that it's just not very deep. And so there's a particular spot that you have to go through to reach the docks. It doesn't take much more than like another half an hour to get to the actual docks. Where as you approach, you notice that there are 3 other ships in dock. 2 merchant vessels of a Merybal design. And as you get closer, you notice that one is called the Mermaid's Calm and the other is called the Sunbeam. And a Merybal Navy ship with very clearly marked as the Kestrel. Both the Kestrel and the Sunbeam look like they've taken some damage. The Kestrel much more than the Sunbeam. Clearly some cannon fire of some sort into the hull itself. The Kestrel, you can see that the main mast has some scorch marks on it, and you can see the sail is kind of just hanging down in tatters, partially burned as well. The pilot kind of directs you to a particular dock that's a couple wharves over from where those 3 ships are at. There's a number of fishing vessels around where you're at, but a decent sized dock where you're currently at. And he kind of heads on all the way to the dock and puts up ties up the boat and kind of comes out. And by the time you guys are into the dock and have had some of the dock workers help you secure the ship, he is kind of standing there again, looking up at you guys. And he's like, "Good, right?
Very good.
You pay the berthing fee now. 1 silver mark."
And okay, so
sure, I guess.
Reach into the pocket and pull out a silver mark
onto the dock.
Yeah, you guys load down a gangplank, and he kind of comes up halfway up the gangplank. He doesn't come out of your ship; he just comes halfway up, and meets whoever it is that pays him the silver. He takes the silver and he says, Good. I will give to Otis at Harbormaster. If you need to leave again, call for me. I am what was his name? I am Orfal. Orfal.
Yeah.
Urfal.
Okay.
Does he need a tip? Do we need to tip him, or
it's up to you? He's already turning to start heading down. It looks like you notice him head down. He kind of gestured in a direction of a small stone building that's kind of in the center of all the docks when he was talking about you see Otis.
Should we stop this guy and ask him about the fishing vessel we picked up here?
Yeah, he didn't seem to even care that you had that vessel being pulled.
Yeah, let's talk to Otis. He probably knows. I mean, the harbor master will know.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Otis.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? You're currently docked in Merybal.
Well, make sure it's stocked well, and then
you guys get.
I mean, talk to the
you
harbor
had some
master.
of the dock workers help you set it up, but then you kind of get down and secure the ropes a little bit more and get everything set up there. It's all fine and good.
Yeah, let's go talk to the harbor master, find out where we can find ship hands and what's the best place to go for that, and then where we can go to, and then talk about the little fishing boat that we picked up.
Okay. So you guys head down your ramp and onto the docks and head towards the direction where you're pretty sure the harbor master's office is. As you go there, you actually pass by the Maiden's Calm, and you can see that, and you would have noticed this on the way in, they're using some booms and stuff like that to get cargo out of the hold and onto the dock. Same for the Sunbeam as well. The Sunbeam, as you're crossing by it as well, you notice that there is at least a half a dozen holes in the hull above water level, probably from cannon fire. Pretty clear that's from cannon fire. And as you get the Kestrel is on the other side of where the dockmaster office is, but as you get a bit closer, you can see there's some pretty heavy damage on that ship. Like it's floating and stuff like that, but you can see a few holes at the water line, so clearly it's probably taking on water right now. Potentially somebody's just bailing out the bilge to keep it afloat. A lot of fire damage along the one side that you can see. Like, remember, you came in, you were looking at down the length of it, and one side had a little bit of fire damage on it, but most of the damage was up on top. Now what you're seeing on this side clearly took a lot of fire damage and cannon fire and things like that. You can also see some of the some of the gun ports on the ship are just broken open, and inside you can see, the remnants of some cannons and things like that might have gotten hit by a cannon fire or something like that, just as you're kind of walking up and things like that. Ship's still here though, so I hope you're thinking maybe it gave as good as it got. Hopefully. Coming to the stone building, it's very clear this is the harbor master. There's actually a board on the one side that has a bunch of notes and papers tacked to it. But you guys head inside and find who you assume is Otis. Otis is a human man with a bit of paunch. And as you kind of come in, you notice that he kind of spits into a cup. And he's like, "How may I help you? Oh, you must be the new ship. Urfall gave me your berth. Good for that. He's a good kid, that one."
Yes, he is.
How many days you thinking of staying?
What, a couple days? We're looking to just get a crew and make sure we have all the supplies we need and head on out.
You need more crew. All right. If you need some crew, there's a few taverns on the docks that will potentially have some people that are looking for work. If not, you can add a note to the job board outside.
Oh, cool. Anybody else want to say anything?
Does he have any recommendations? Like, does he know anybody that might be looking for work?
I mean, many people are looking for work. Many people are trying to get out of the squalor that they live in the squalls. Those people will definitely look for work if you have some.
Oh, you have a personal recommendation? Maybe a friend of yours, somebody you know?
Oh, they're all employed as far as I know, but you can find most of my friends at the Silver Flame or the Nest.
All right. Well, let's start at the top and work our way down.
Talking to you.
So
be here tomorrow to pay the next berthing fee. Silver a day.
So we did come across a fishing vessel that was unmanned that we hauled in. It looked like we couldn't find anyone on it.
When you say that, he spits again into the cup and he kind of sits forward a little bit. He says, "You found a fishing vessel, you say?"
Yeah. What was the name of it? The Minnow? Was that what you reminded me of?
It's the Minnow.
Yeah, it was.
Minnow.
It was really unusual. The nets were in the water.
That's Lance's vessel. Say, where did you find it?
Approximately. Tell them.
Yeah, around the corner there, on the way in.
Around the corner and up the way.
Lance wasn't there. Lance and his son. Lance and his boy.
No.
Uh-oh.
There was no one on board.
Found a drop of blood.
No, drop of blood doesn't mean much. These guys cut themselves all the time. He's not there. Lance would not leave his ship or his vessel. That's his lifeblood. That's what he gives his family.
The nets were in the water. It was really unusual. The anchor was there. Nets in the water. Huh. Just no one aboard. We even searched the surrounding water. Stayed there a little while. No swimmers.
Much as I hate to say it, this isn't the first time I've heard of some people going missing. But usually not directly from their fishing vessels. It's usually people are looking for them. They've gone missing in the night or missing from the streets, not from a...
You say they're, I mean...
You can hear the wind picking up a little bit outside. He's like, "I'll come by in the morning after the storm has passed through, and I'll take a look at it. Just hold on to it for tonight."
Sure.
Maybe we can figure out what's going on, and Alice is not going to be happy if he's missing. I'm surprised she hasn't come already to ask me.
Alice is his family? His wife?
That's his wife.
Yeah, I'm sure that...
Told you.
She's at home with a little one.
Can I do an insight roll to see if he's upset or if it's more he's not letting us know?
Go ahead. He seems concerned. It seems like you get the feeling he knew Lance.
Right.
Knows enough about him to, be concerned about it. He is holding something back. You're not quite sure what. Like, he's already mentioned that people have been gone missing on the streets. So you're not sure what he's holding back.
Yeah, now may not be the time to push him on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, and it may be that he's holding something back just because he doesn't know you, or maybe just because it's
Yeah.
you know, it's personal or something like that. It may not be nefarious or anything like that. You're just, he just met you.
No, yeah, no, definitely. I understand that. All right.
I'll like I said,
I'll go.
tomorrow, let me take a look at it. The storm is coming in pretty quickly. I don't want to, I mean, if you can cover the ship or the boat so that we can at least have a look at where it is without too much water in, that would be great.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And there's tarps. You can find some tarpaulins and put it on top of it. That's not a big deal. All right. You guys doing anything else with Otis here?
Should we try to make an attempt to visit Lance's family? Maybe find out where.
Well, I mean, it might be better if he comes to us from someone who knows him.
What about like a local law enforcement or something, like a sheriff's office?
Are you asking Otis this, or are you just asking? Or are you just
I'm
talking?
asking him. Talking amongst the party. Should we maybe try to find that?
I mean, I would think.
Well, we could. Yeah, he wants to deal with it tomorrow, so let's go. Let's wait till tomorrow. See if he's still missing.
As you guys are headed out, though, he does say, "Oh, one last thing. The storm may not be a problem with this evening, but there has been some thefts and vandalism going on some of the ships the last few nights. You don't happen to have anything red on your ship, do you?
Red?
No, probably not.
Specifically red items?
It'll be nothing. It'll be nothing. But just you might want to take an extra look out tonight. The storm
I'm curious.
The storm should potentially keep most thieves and things away because this one looks like it's going to be a banger. But
a red bandit, huh?
It's nothing. They steal some things, and anything that's red they paint blue. Don't know why.
A very unusual initiation for a gang.
Crips in the Bloods.
It's just
Sea
very
pirates.
bizarre. Anyway, just letting you know that it's a potential possibility.
All right. We'll see you in the morning.
Good day.
So, what do you guys think? Some of us stay on the ship, and some go to the taverns, and maybe get the lay of land. Not talk to anyone tonight, but just
as you head out of the office, to give you a bit more about the city itself. There's the area here along this side of the Mirror Bay. There is a river that comes through and empties into it. There's the docks basically are on the western side of that mouth of that river. The eastern side has some wharves on it, but it's more small things, more for small fisher boats and things like that. And you can see a bunch of them over there. The docks over here can probably hold maybe 5 or 6 merchant-sized vessels, naval vessels, that sort of stuff. So definitely much bigger than Tirax landings. Tirax could have maybe had 2, and that's about it. Otherwise, they would have had to anchor out in the bay and use a rowboat to get in. You can see along the docks there is definitely there's warehouses. There's clearly several taverns, like right up off the docks, like. You get off a boat, you've walked past, like now that you mentioned the Silver Flame, you've literally walked past it on the way to his office. Like it's that close to the docks. It's like right on the docks. Looking down towards where those wharfs are, you notice that there is sort of a ramshackle area of the city. Maybe that's what he meant by the squalls. You're not 100% sure. As you look a little bit further up north, as you're looking further into the city, you can see that while most of the docks are stone-based foundation with sort of very weathered wood built on top of that, as you get further in, it's a bit more stone, and much further in you can just barely start to make out some stone walls and things like that. And you can see a single tower that from this distance looks maybe 50 feet tall. But it seems to be maybe half a mile into the city.
You like towers?
Excuse me. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so
just giving you the layout of Merybal.
Yeah, what are you guys thinking? I don't necessarily think. Sorry, I've got to have my mic up. So, what do you think? I think definitely. Some of us could stay on ship tonight and see what's going on. might want to wait and get the layout of land, see what we think of the different people before we start hiring.
I'm fine to stay on this ship.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe go into town for those of us who want to, or to see. But I don't think we should try to.
I mean, during the night, obviously.
Yeah, I'll also remind you that there was the board on the office, outside of the
Right.
office. If you want,
which that would be useful too. Yeah, we'll take a look at that as well.
All right. A quick look over that shows most of the stuff on there is dock worker needs. There is actually another ship, not a ship, but it seems like a schooner. That's probably the schooner that's out in the bay that you went past. That seems to be called. I didn't name it. That's my bad. Moravan's. I don't know. Moravan's Revenge, for lack of a better term. That one's looking for a new chef. Literally, it's very specific. It's looking for a chef. There's no other things on there for crew member, but there is a number of other things that you find a little interesting. There are multiple, in this case 4, notes on there asking for passage and cargo to various places.
That's what I was hoping for.
One is passage and cargo to Emerdal. The cargo, it doesn't say exactly what the cargo is. It does say that there is an upfront payment and the remainder paid once you reach Emerdal, and that you're supposed to seek out Renal Bear at the Obsidian Prospecting Company office in the trades, is what it says. It doesn't say exactly what you're taking, but it does talk about a little bit about what the money might be. It does sort of imply that there will be 50 gold paid up front for the passage, so not a small amount actually.
I want to go to Emerdal.
Emerdal, yep.
Emerdal.
One is passage. Yep, go ahead. The name was Renal Bear at the Obsidian Prospecting Company office.
Obsidian, that's what I wanted. Thank you.
Yep. There's another one that's about passage to Calastria for 3 people. Speak with Kellenin at the Silver Refuge. And that's all it says. No pricing, nothing. That's all it says. The third one says cargo to Caer Mergale. And it says speak with Nevin at the Moravan grounds in the trades. And another one says cargo to Emerdal. Speak with Nevin at Moravan grounds in the trades. So it seems Nevin is sending 2 things to 2 different places.
Right.
Nothing is said about what the cargo is on any of the 3 things. But it's very clear that the first one that said passage and cargo implies that a person will go with it.
Yeah. And I'm assuming Conan with the passage for 3 people would also be 3 people.
Yes.
We want to do all of that. We can do everything.
Let's get a map and see. I don't know if we want to go all the way to. Well, I'll look at the map. Emerdal was pretty far away, if I remember.
Emerdal is the far western side of Nyrvine. Yeah. It is the farthest you can get on a non-flying vessel.
That's pretty ambitious for us right now. But we'll talk about it.
It's
about, give us options.
You know that going that direction from here would probably take 5 or 6 days.
Oh,
but Calastria is also in that direction and it is about the halfway point. So.
Oh, okay. Well.
So.
That's what I was thinking. It's just on the way.
I bring up the Sea of Tears, like I said, you guys are here. Emerdal is all the way over here. You're flying into the prevailing winds, so it does take more time. And going through the wall definitely adds some time to it because you need to be careful as you go through. But it's probably about 3 days to get to the wall, a day to get to Calastria, and then another 2 to 3 days to get to Emerdal.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. So that's what you find on the board.
We won't run into any pirates along the way either. So
you're basically running the whole length of the Sea of Tears. So it's
that's kind of worrying to me. I don't want to run into pirates.
Did you want to try to add anything to the board for
Not yet.
Okay, no, that's fine. I was just asking if you're going to do that or not. What are you guys doing next?
We're going to go to the places to find
well, we want to get crewmates, and we also want to get these cargo things and stuff. So I'm thinking some of us like go to the local taverns and stuff, see if we can find any sailors around.
Do we need to hire any skills that we don't have, like a captain or something?
I mean,
you can if you want. It's up to you.
Maybe, but we're more of like a flat team team base.
So no, let's take a step back here, guys. You guys have a ship. You have technically 2 crew members, not counting yourselves. You have several options. You can be part of the crew and and help manage the ship and all that sort of stuff that way. You can hire a complete crew and just be passengers on your own ship, if you so desire. You can hire a complete crew, give them jobs, and have them go do stuff while you do other things. This is also very much a possibility. You don't have to be on the ship if you don't want to.
Yeah,
that
not
being
yet.
Said, you probably want to use the ship to get around, so you don't want it to go too far if you're not going to be on it. So you can take on just passengers and just do passenger runs. You might want to retrofit your ship a little bit for that to make the accommodations a little bit better, but you can do it. You can do just cargo runs. You can become merchants yourselves, where you purchase cargo and try to go to places and see what you can sell it for. It's a bit more speculative, might not be the best thing for you to do right now because you don't have a lot of money, but it is something you can do. I think the biggest issue you guys have at this point is seed capital. You just don't have a lot of gold to buy a lot of different cargo to take to different places, and you just don't know what needs going where. So that being said, you are in a trade city. I mean, clearly this is a trade city, so you could try to go talk with any one of a number of trading companies, or at least try to find their office here, see if maybe they're hiring ships. They're just not on the board, or you can see if they've got any contracts for you to try to do stuff. Again, maybe something that's not on the board. These are all available options to you.
What about our haul of fish? Could we trade that haul of fish for something?
It's fish. You could try to.
Fish belongs
you can only
to somebody
assume that
else.
there is a fish market here in this city, because there are definitely fishermen. So the wind is starting to pick up, though. So
let's go ahead and put the tarps on that little boat.
So you guys need to start making a decision about what you want to do this evening for sure.
Yeah, we'll cover the boats and
let's secure the boat.
All right, so you guys head back to the Widowmaker, and
why don't we'll stay close to the boat tonight, and then
we're looking around for red stuff.
Yeah,
is there anything red that we can see?
I have no idea if you have anything red on the ship. It's just a little funny little thing.
I've got this jacket you need to wear.
You guys cover up the fishing boat as best as you can, and then what do you want to do after that? Just as you're finishing that, the first drops of rain start to fall. Definitely the suns have gone down, or they're well behind this pretty black cloud that's coming through, and you can actually see the rain starting to come across from the west, across the plantations that are over there and over the bay, and as a big front of it suddenly comes through, and after a few drops, maybe about 5 minutes later, you're into almost a downpour.
I think I'm going to stay on the ship tonight and guard it. We're going to stay here multiple days anyway, at least another day or two running up, so I don't have to hit the taverns tonight.
Yeah.
You guys, anybody gonna go try to get a tavern, or you just gonna hunker down?
Sure, I'll go.
I'm just asking.
Well, I mean, if someone's going, then I'll go with them. It sounded like no one was volunteering on that, so.
Well, I mean, I had kind of volunteered the idea, so
Okay, I'll go then.
All right.
I mean, I'm
I'll
always up
I'll
for
stay on the
that.
ship and keep an eye on things.
All right. So who's heading to
Yeah, as will I.
a tavern?
Marcus will
I
go
shall
to a tavern.
accompany.
Marcus, Aaron,
Iylis.
Iylis. Anybody else?
Dresd'a, you went to the
Yeah.
tavern?
Yeah, I'll go to a tavern.
Okay, Dresd'a is headed as well. Rhux, what about you?
Rhux wants to go to the tavern. He's down.
Okay, so 5 of the 7 of you head off. You kind of put up sort of a bit of. It's raining pretty heavily, so you kind of rush down the docks and rush in the direction of the tavern that you did see on the way over the Silver Flame. Reaching the door there, you kind of open it up as quickly as you can and kind of all rush inside. Inside, kind of, I wouldn't say the whole thing comically stops or anything, but people notice your arrival. One guy shouts, "Close the door! Don't let the water in!" As you guys kind of struggle against the wind a little bit to close the door. There's a guy standing. There's a guy at the bar, behind the bar, who's clearly the bartender of some sort. He kind of looks you guys over. He's got a shock of red hair, but it's all very much receding from the sides. Like he's still got a shock in the center, but the sides look like it's either shaved or it's receding. You're not 100% sure which. He kind of waves at you guys and he's like, "What can I get for you?" Actually, I totally fucked that up. Silver Flame is run by a different person. Actually, no, that's fine. It's still this guy. "What can I get for you?"
I'll take your finest ale.
You guys sidle up to the bar. "Ah, my finest ale. Sounds like you're a rich one." And he kind of turns to behind him to a spigot, to a little cask with a spigot, puts a mug up to it and drops a bit of liquid in it and sets it down in front of me and says, "Finest ale right there. Silver piece."
Did you say there were other people in
Silver
there?
mark. Yeah, there are other people. Looking around, you can
Give him
see
the silver.
several
Can I
dock
look
workers,
around
clearly
when he-
some sailors of some sort. Actually, over farthest from the door, well, not exactly farthest, but farthest across from the door, you can see what looks to be maybe Mergale naval men. Like they're wearing a uniform of some sort with an aqua kind of trim and a deep blue. And that's sort of the Mergale guardsmen that you were had seen at Tyrrak's Landing were wearing something similar trim.
I'd like to look around when he just announced that he has tons of money to see who noticed this and who's planning on jumping him later. Potentially.
Give me a perception check.
I tell the bartender, no, I'm not exactly rich, but I felt like splurging.
Well, you can
tonight.
afford the silver mark then, right?
Yes, I give him the silver.
He takes the silver mark. What can I get the rest of you? Marcus, looking around, a couple people kind of perked up at that, mostly from the looks of it, like the kind of the rough and tumble look of the typical sailor or a dock worker. Nothing.
Right.
I mean, they definitely have the wiry strength look to them. One guy that did look up looks like the more typical brute kind of dock worker, maybe, but that one you're a little more cautious of. Just the look that he gives and how surreptitiously he did it makes you think there's a little more to him than just dock work.
Okay, so, yeah, I just want a beer, your normal beer.
All right, and he goes to a bigger barrel behind and drops it off. He says, "That one's a couple of copper marks."
I'll give him a couple copper. Give him an extra copper for a tip.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm going to go to your table.
Oh.
Drink. I'm assuming there's a table open. I don't want to necessarily drink at the bar.
You can. It's pretty full, but you can find.
If there's not, then no. Okay, I'll bring it.
It's pretty full. I mean, it's raining cats and dogs out there, so everybody's kind of waiting for it to die down a little bit that are in here. But there is a table with one person at it, but I mean, he doesn't look like he's moving.
Yeah, no. Do you have food here as well? Any meal? Or is this just a bar?
Well, we can provide you with maybe some bread and cheese.
Yeah. Bread and cheese would be great.
All right.
I want to tell him that he needs to watch his red hair because he's might get painted blue when he's not looking.
It's a funny one there. He kind of goes and opens the door to the back, and he says, "Bread and cheese, bar." And he closes it up and comes back out.
So,
anybody else need a drink? Like, there's 3 more of you.
Hey, you guys getting anything?
I'm abstaining from drink.
I'll have an ale.
Bless you. Don't get a cold from the rain. You should stay in here with everybody else for a bit. We don't want you to get any more sicker than you are.
Make that a spiced wine.
A spiced wine. He goes and opens the door again. He says, "Spice wine." He closes it again, and he pours another ale for Rhux. Silver mark. Hold on. Did you want the good one or the regular one?
Rhux didn't say anything yet. I don't know what happened.
Oh no. Yeah, you're right. You didn't. Sorry.
That was
Dresd'a, but then she changed her mind. No, Aaron said he was abstaining.
Oh yeah, right.
Rhux will have a beer.
All right. So he kind of does the smaller one. He says 2 copper marks.
All right. Rhux will give him 3.
You guys are quite the tippers. At that, Marcus, you notice the one guy again kind of notice him kind of looking at you guys a little bit surreptitiously.
We're tipping him.
After a couple minutes, the door opens and a woman comes out. She looks like she's maybe in her mid-40s, possibly. A little bit of hair, or a little bit of white coming into her hair. A very long, dark braid. She kind of, you see her glare at the bartender a little bit. She sets down the bread and cheese and the wine, and she's like, "Yusuf, you know not to use that tone with me. You're only at the bar tonight because the cook couldn't get in." Like, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I'll be less. I'll be less. Sure, I got it. And then she kind of looks and, "Newcomers, enjoy my drinks." And she heads back into the back.
Nod at her and thanks.
The spice wine, Yusuf says, that's 5 copper, ma'am.
Okay.
And then he passes over the bread and cheese, and he's like, "That is 3 silver for the platter. 3 silver marks." I'm assuming you pay. So, you guys start to
pay for that.
I'm assuming somebody pays.
We all pitch in and pay.
And so you guys start to.
Well, Marcus ordered it.
Yeah. Well, Marcus then pays for it. I don't know. You guys start eating a little bit of the food and drinking the drink. You guys doing anything else?
Well, I was going to ask the bartender if he knew anybody who was looking for ship work in the area.
He kind of cocks his head a little bit and gives you a smile. He's like, "Well, at least I'm sure there's at least 2 or 3 people out there who are always looking to find a new place of employment. You might, you could check up and down the docks tomorrow. I'm sure there are some people that you could probably ask about. Let's see." He kind of looks out over the bar a little bit before he kind of points out a particular guy. Not the guy that you've been keeping an eye on, Marcus. Briac over there. And he points at a wiry, shorter guy who looks like he's playing cards with a couple other people. He's like, he might be a person to talk to, or at the very minimum, he might know a few people that are looking for a change of scenery. How many are you looking for?
No, that's a great question. What did you say the ideal number?
I mean,
was?
Up to 20 would be best.
And we have.
Well, if you include
Including
yourselves, you have,
ourselves.
well, why
you
don't
have
we
9.
Why don't we table this for now and we'll talk about it when we figure out in the morning. Tonight's a night for fun, see what's going on, and we don't know, see what jobs we can have. I know my voice. Let's see what type of jobs we get to or income before we hire.
So
anyone.
remember, I'll remind you guys just this real quick. Typical unskilled, i.e., just typical sailors, riggers, that sort of stuff, are 2 silver piece a day for price. And
that's
then
5 silver piece of gold, or 5 people for gold.
Yes, and then a skilled person like an officer or something like that would be 1 gold per day.
So then, like the 50 gold reward, which may be doubled, but that's 5 days. Let's figure it out
for 10 people. Yes.
Yeah. So.
And that doesn't include things like supplies for feeding them and stuff like that. Which you guys did buy a lot of food at Tirax, though.
And we have fish.
You have several barrels of things. You could salt your fish, and yes.
That's true.
So I'm not saying. I'm just reminding you that's just.
No, I just want to make sure everyone,
Yeah.
That's just Mark's thought on it.
To be fair, typically you would pay the sailors at the end of a job. So like when you reach the next port, you pay them for the time that they were on the ship. So like if you went to Calastria, you figure it's about 3 or 4 days. So it's probably going to be, about a little less than a gold per person. So to get to Calastria for, let's say 20 people, 20 guys would be about 20 gold.
I mean, we'd only need about like 10.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you got a full complement, that's how much. Rhux, or Yusuf is like, all right. I'm just Rhux is a guy who knows people. He just knows some guys. Up to you though. If you want, I can let him know at some point tonight or tomorrow that your guys are looking for people. What's your ship name?
A Widowmaker.
Are you sure you're not pirates? You guys don't look like
quite
pirates.
Positive.
We're not exactly pirates.
Quite positive we're not pirates.
That's quite the interesting name you got there. And your cargo.
It wasn't our choice.
Merchants. What kind of work would these guys be doing other than sailing a ship, of course? But I mean, is it privateering? Or were they expected to fight or anything?
Well, I'm not there. But,
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't expect any sort of fighting in our line of work, except for maybe if we're attacked by pirates.
Yeah, only defend the boat if it happens, but that shouldn't happen. We'll stay out of harm's way if we can.
All right, good enough. I'll let him know at some point, and I'll send to your ship when.
Much appreciated.
Yep.
How busy does this place seem to be? I mean, you said it's busy. Is it one of the nicer places?
There's probably about. Well, I mean, it's a tavern on the docks, like literally right off of the wharves, off of the docks.
So probably not incredibly nice.
Not super nice, but I mean, it's ramshackle, but not falling apart. Is probably the best way to put it. I mean, it could use some fixing up, but it's not so terrible that you're concerned for your life or anything like that. There's probably about 24 people in, there's about 25 people in here, not including yourselves. In fact, you 5 people coming in has, made it feel a bit cramped now because there's just a lot of people in here with you. What was already comfortably full is now a little uncomfortably full. So, but again, mostly dock workers and sailors from the looks of it. A couple, maybe of them are Gale naval people. Actually, that table has 2 of those, what you think are the Navy men, and 2 sailors at it that look a little different than the rest of the people in the room. Like they don't look like locals. Is I guess the word I'm looking for.
Gotcha. I don't think we should. We don't think we should. I don't think we want to push the alcohol here or supply here yet.
You guys have some stuff you would try to sell if you wanted to.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to do it here. That was kind of what I was wondering.
Well, yeah, maybe not right now, maybe soon.
But yeah, I mean, just a nicer tavern, but
maybe tomorrow morning.
You're kind of chatting a little bit, and you hear some thunder come from outside.
That's a pretty good thunder impression.
That was my attempt. Sorry.
Well, I'll talk to the bard. Yeah, well, you know,
a little louder on my from where I am.
Do we really have to worry about it on the docks? I heard there was some strange rumor about things being painted blue. That's some initiation.
I've heard
here
that too.
to
I don't know what it is. It's just the harbor master came in here the one day and said, "On the lookout for people stealing stuff and painting things blue." Very weird.
Can I do an insight roll on him to see?
Sure.
Oh wow.
He seems to be on the up and up.
Okay.
I mean, he seems a little.
It's not obvious that it's, you know.
No. I guess what I'm trying to say is that about this, he's not being. There's nothing guarded about it, but you do feel he's a little bit guarded, just in general.
He's a barkeep. I mean,
yeah.
He survives by not pissing anyone off.
The door swings open again, and the woman comes back up, and she steps up to the bar, and she looks at Yusuf, and she says, "Go wait some tables for a bit." And Yusuf's like, "Yes, ma'am." And he kind of heads out and heads through some of the tables and starts taking drink orders there.
So is the tradition for marriage rings here, or the no rings? On fingers.
Marriage, usually a betrothal of some sort. Rings are, for the common folk, relatively expensive in some sense. You might see a copper or a tin ring on somebody for something like that.
I was just trying to see if they were married. I don't get that from the tone of voice. It doesn't sound. You don't get that. Okay.
The feeling you get is more of a boss worker kind of vibe, and it feels more like she's the boss and he's the worker.
Oh yeah.
She kind of looks around and says, "Anybody else need a top off?"
I'll take the top off.
All right.
Another beer.
Drinks it in. It's like, just another copper for that one. You still had like 2/3 or a third of it left, so.
Yeah, I'll give her a copper.
All right. And anybody else? Brings
Rhux
you guys
abstain from more.
All right. What brings you guys to our wonderful town here of Merybal and this establishment of mine?
Well,
not everybody talk at once.
Yeah.
We're sort of trying to establish ourselves in the trading business.
Well, Merybal is a place to start. There's a few places around here you could probably get some work.
It was better than some places you've been so far.
Where were you at before this?
Just up the coast. I can't think of the name of the city. Are there down? Rhux.
Oh, you're at
Just
Rhux. They still spinning their ghost stories up there, are they?
Yeah, they're quite good ones. I wrote several of them down. You know, it's not everywhere you get a lighthouse that has stood for the ages, that is haunted, and no one knows its origins. Did you see the ghost? White ghost.
Fair enough.
I didn't drink that much when I went to.
Yes, I'm sure drinking would help. Name's Iylis, owner of the Silver Flame.
Marcus.
I couldn't help but overhear you were looking for some sailors for your ship, the Widowmaker. Yeah, I want to change that name when you can, but
it's a good name.
It's going to be more difficult to find sailors with that.
Agreed.
But, as much as Yusuf is a pompous ass, Briak is the person to talk to when you have a chance. So, he knows.
With one of the guilds, or is he with local?
He's not necessarily one of the guilds, but he definitely has knows a lot of guys, a lot of people that.
He's the connection guy.
He's the connection guy. Yes, he. Some of them will be from the Squalls, so I hope that that's not going to be a problem for you. But they're hard workers, and as long as you're going to be making a round trip and coming back here, they'll definitely want to be a part of what you have to be. But
you say it was a squall? One of the vessels that went out? Is that the vessel went out damaged?
No, that was the Swallow. The Sunbeam is out there. The Maiden's Calm. She notices you guys look a little blank when she says the squalls, and she's like, "Is this your first time in Merybal?"
It is.
Ah, okay. So when I talk about the squalls, I talk about the poor part of town to the eastern side. You probably saw it on the way in. It's where most of the fisher wharf is, and you notice over there, there's no stone foundations, kind of very ramshackle houses, kind of, in almost like a chaotic, disorganized kind of setup. Some of it looked like it's just wooden frames with tarps over, things like that. It's pretty squalid things. You could just sort of see that when you were kind of outside. Those are the squallers. Most of the people there are either...
Well, that won't be an issue. I mean...
Well, most of the people there are either miners trying to go off into the mines for the week and then come back and see their family, or those that make it back from the mines, or plantation workers, similar thing where they head off for the week, work in the plantations for the week, and then come back. But it's not a very good pay for either of those places. They're definitely being somewhat taken advantage of. So if they find a chance to either get their hands on a fishing vessel or potentially become a sailor on a ship, that's step up for them. They're hard workers.
Oh. Perhaps we could help each other out then.
Yeah, it's possible.
That would be good. It's interesting.
Anyway,
were you here all your life? Have you?
Oh yes, I was born and raised here in Iylis, or in Merybal.
Is this your establishment?
Yes. My father before me, unfortunately, he came down with a bad case of pneumonia about a decade back. So I became the proud owner of a partially run down tavern on a middling sized city. But pays the bills.
I'll say it seems to be make it work. Looking around, very busy.
Tonight it's just busy because of the rain. Who wants to be sitting on a ship or outside on the docks? Half these people in here, and she kind of points around, waves around a few spots. They actually, well, not all, half of them, maybe about a third of them live in the squalls, and so tonight, this kind of storm, this kind of night would be terrible for them. So they stay here, or at least drink here for a bit. They have at least enough money from some of the stuff, and I give them some of the more watered down ale and charge them a slightly less price. Works out for them, works out for me.
Good system. And you have a heart. Or at least you have a head for business. Smiling at her.
Somewhat, yes. One thing you noticed about Brioc, now that you guys have kind of seen him a few times, he's sort of small and wiry, but he's got some slightly curved teeth coming out from his lower lip. His canines, lower canines seem to be a little bit bigger than usual.
Like half orcish?
Yeah, probably half orc. Maybe 3/4, or maybe a quarter orc, something like that. There's definitely orc blood in there somewhere.
Well, so in the city, where shall we go? Since this is our first, you've told us about the squalls, the religious
do you have
center.
a penchant for theater?
You strike close to my heart.
Well,
theater.
Then, if you have the coin,
a penchant for it without the coin, but alas,
if you have the coin, then I have heard tell that the Siren's Lament in the villas is quite the theater to go to. They have somehow been able to attract some somewhat well-renowned talent. The names escaped me at the time. I'm not necessarily a theater person myself, but I've heard good things.
Theater's good. A good story is better. That's all that really matters.
Hold on. I think what was the last main attraction? It was some bard. What was her name? What was her name? She seems lost in thought for a bit. There was the one that was like about a year ago, I think, when she came through. And Pete has to
She
look something
seems
up.
lost in thought as she clicks through her notes.
Yes, as she clicks
That's
through her notes.
Did Marcus write down his background? I don't know.
Did Pete write down his background? I can't believe it was I believe she went by the name of Adaya Teach, something like that.
Diet teacher?
Adaya.
Did she? Did she?
Was...
Holding my, I'll do a deception check to so not have a little shock on my face there.
Go for it.
Oh.
You have a sister or something?
She's like, that. You know that name? Have you seen or heard of her before?
It's an old family name. A little falling out.
No. I mean, she doesn't know your last name. She's just saying you recognize.
No, yeah. I mean, she was well known. I think I've heard good and bad things.
I mean,
some really bad things.
From what I understand,
sure.
she brought down the house several nights in a row. Some of the best music and tales. She filled the entire theater for at least a week.
She would, yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was unable to make it to myself.
Town right afterwards.
Well, I mean, her tour for the thing was done, as far as I know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but yeah, perhaps. Like I said, one day maybe once we get everything settled. I don't have nearly the funds or.
Fair enough. Beyond that, is there anything else? Well, let me see. As she thinks through her notes again, I've got to find out if I had anything else. If you're looking for interesting trinkets,
that section of town.
Pardon?
The siren was in
the Villas.
The siren's lament.
The Villas.
Okay.
So at this point in time, you've heard basically 4 what you would call districts: the Squalls, the Docks. As part of one of the notes, one of the jobs you mentioned, one of the things said find such and such in the trades, which is another one. And now you've heard about the Villas.
Okay.
She says, well, I mean, if you're looking for trinkets or things like that, or maybe some interesting items of magic, supposedly the artificers here in the city are quite good. The guild, I believe, is called the Silver Anvil, and the place where they sell their stuff is the Silver Emporium. It's further in the trades, but I've heard. I mean, if you have the coin for it, I as much as your friend here, as I ever heard him speak about how rich he was, he doesn't exactly look the richest to me. So
I did not speak of how rich I was.
Embellishment is always good in any place. So
there's also the fish market. Clearly now is not the time to go through it, as another thing of thunder comes through and you see a slight flash out the windows. But the fish market sells plenty of the fisherman's catch, but there's also on the northern side of the fish market, you can also see merchant stalls for various things as well. So it's not just fish. It's just called the fish market because it smells like fish even on the north side. Imagine that.
Unfortunate side effect of prosperity.
I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I've heard some tell, and Yusuf finally comes back behind the bar and he's like, here's the list. And she's like, well, then get them the drinks. Can't you see I'm engaging with the customers? Trying to, chat them up. You should do that a little bit better, a little bit more. He kind of gives her a look. He's like, and you can hear just barely under his breath saying, that's what I was doing, as he starts pouring drinks.
I'm ignoring him.
She winks at you guys a little bit and then says,
give a little smile.
Yeah. There's I don't know how, and normally I'm not one to promote this place a little too much, but you guys, as a newcomers to the city, you might wish to frequent it. There's the Iron Curtain. It's a little bit further to the east and a couple streets to the north. It's a tavern and also a cabaret and a brothel. So, not sure how interested you guys might be in that. She kind of looks at Iylis a little bit and says, "Not sure he's really old enough." But
don't ask questions. You don't have what ID? What ID are you gonna ask for?
Have you even actually had your first shave, my young man?
Maybe.
Well, maybe you should
my
go
wizard's I'm shaving my wizard's beard. I mean, not my wizard's beard.
Merybal is in Mergale. This should be relatively safe for you, other than the fact that you were attacked in Care Mergale. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that one, I mean, up to you guys. Just throwing it out there as a possible place to visit as your first time here. I've heard that the cabaret shows are quite good, though, by the way. You don't necessarily have to partake in some of the other things.
Probably be a good place to find some sailors looking for work, especially if they spend all their money at the brothel.
Also a good place to find the itch. And if you have the itch, you probably shouldn't go there. Those are the big things that I would probably go on. I mean, there's plenty of businesses and things like that. That's mostly what Merybal is about. But and I'm sure there's some other things that you might find interesting that I just don't know that you might find interesting. So unfortunately, not really something I can. I mean, what are you guys interested in? Pirating?
Well, we have a ship. We're trying to be merchants, as my friend said, and it's in the city in the south, especially since it's a round trip. Perhaps we could set up here for a little bit before we, once we get some jobs.
As you're saying that, you notice that one of the guys in the aqua trim dark navy uniforms has kind of come up, and just as you're saying that, he sets down a drink, and throws a few silver pieces on the bar, and he's like, "Oh, you have a ship, do you?"
We like to call it that. Small vessel.
Oh, you must be the ones that came in later this afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We the Widowmaker. Unfortunate name.
It is what it is. You name it what you need to. I'm Solon, one of the crew members, one of the Marines on the naval ship, the Merygale Navy ship. Not sure if you're interested at all, but I have heard that the Mergale Council is looking for privateers. I want to speak to my captain at some point, if you wish. Captain Crystal. You could probably find him tomorrow on the ship if you're interested.
We like to keep everything open.
We definitely need some help. Clearly. At least we got away at least we were able to knock those pirates out a little bit.
It looks like you ran into some action out there.
Yes. We were patrolling to the west of here, along between the vapor chain and the Farran Islands here, and came upon the two vessels you see out there, the Sunbeam and the Calm, Mermaid's Calm, being attacked by two pirates, no less. They had a black sail with a strange the one ship had a dragon head for the figurehead. The other one also had a black sail, and but the black sail had two red eyes on it or something like that. Or maybe they were horns. It was hard to tell. We didn't really check that closely. But we came upon them attacking those two, and were able to drive them off, but took quite a bit of damage, so unable to pursue them.
Do either of those ships match the description we should know, or were they in the port? And what was his name? This guy's. You said that. I got Captain Crystal, but I didn't write this guy's name.
Solon.
I'm just doing well with this stuff.
None of those sound familiar. For a moment, you thought maybe the Black Sail and the Dragon Figurehead might have been Mad Dog, but Mad Dog didn't go with 2 ships. And you stole the 1 ship, so.
Doesn't mean he couldn't have captured another one, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying that for a moment it sounded like that, but you're not sure that that's who it was. It's 2 ships, a second ship with black sails and red eyes. It doesn't make sense.
But we didn't have a ship with. Our ship didn't have black sail and red eyes, did it?
No, it had a black sail, but that was it. The black sail was just pure black.
Well, we'll certainly keep that in mind, but honestly, I'd rather stay away from pirates rather.
Oh, fair enough.
Easier way to live.
Privateering is it's not for everyone. Could be pretty lucrative though, from what I understand, from what I overheard the captain saying. But to each their own.
Well, thank you for the information, though.
Well, enjoy your evening.
Have there been issues here recently with the fishermen by chance?
Who you
came across a vessel that seemed the marine. Actually, no. I'll ask.
No, he kind of hears that he's sick, and he's are you talking to me?
Well, I heard rumors.
We only patrol mostly the sea, not around here. That's a job for the Argent Watch and the guard around here. Sorry.
Oh no, just a chance. Thanks.
Ilya is like.
I will ask Ilya.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. Typically, it's the Argent Watch. They're the ones that are supposed to be keeping an eye on the city. Although between you and me, really more the Tarnished Watch.
That happens everywhere, I'm afraid.
Too many times the rich are able to just buy their way out of anything with this group of people, but with the so-called protectors of the city. But that's really something more to take up with our lady governor than it is really anything else.
You don't happen to know of a vessel named the Minnow, do you?
The Minnow. At that point, Yusuf, who has finally come back from putting things down, he says, "Oh, isn't that Lance's fishing vessel, fishing boat?" He's like, "Oh yes, Lance. Yes. Have you seen him in a while?" Like, no. Yusuf's like, "No, he didn't come in this evening. I probably just got in right before the storm or something like that would be my guess." Ilya's like, "Huh, yeah, it might be Lance's vessel. Why?"
We just came across it. It seemed to be in problems, so.
What do you mean?
Well, looking around, what do the rest of everyone else seem to be looking at me like go ahead and say something, or
what if they got shanghaied?
What if they got shanghaied?
There's your answer there.
We came across their ship, the Swallow, and it was empty. We pulled it into port. Part of the port with us.
The Swallow.
The Minnow, sorry. Minnow.
Really? It was empty?
Yes.
Normally he goes fishing with his older son.
We mentioned the harbor master, and he said he talked to us today. But, family man from around here, I thought maybe you know something. Especially if things can be bought off and disappear quickly. Perhaps someone who knows a little more around.
I wouldn't think that would be done to Lance. Lance is, well, he's not super rich or anything like that. He's typically on the up and up. Doesn't do anything too dangerous or too down on the law. I mean, he's got 3 kids and the wife to look after. I mean,
is Shanghai a possibility? Are there slavers here or Shanghai?
Not that I know of, but she seems to think for a minute and kind of looks you guys over a little bit more. It's like, I have heard. No, I've heard that there's some people missing from the squalls. But I don't know what that. I mean, like there was Allor. Allor was he's a beggar more than anything, but occasionally he'd get enough money, he'd come in here and he would drink it all away. Typical beggar. But I haven't seen him in like a month. And I did briefly ask around for him because there was a point where we needed some messengers, some runners to go back and forth between a few places here in the city. And I figured, well, if you could at least give him a little bit of that and see if you could at least do it. And no one could find him. So, but I mean, these are people who are normally on the streets that I've heard tell that are missing, and some of them had known problems. Like, one of the women that I know that people seem to think is missing, she had a severe drug problem. I mean, very severe. So she could just very well have OD'd somewhere, and and that was the end of that. And just nobody's been able to find the body, especially if she did it under one of the wards or something like that, and then just got carried out to sea from the tide. But some of these are like this is the first I've heard of a fisherman or something like that going missing from the squalls, especially if it's from his ship. This is very concerning.
There. Yeah, I mean, it's just you seem to be aware, and definitely we're going to be here a little while, so maybe we can talk on it later.
Well, you might want to let the Argent. I mean, as much as I give the Tarnished Watch a bad name here, they do try to help. Go to the watch house, or the watch tower, watch guard, watch post. There we go. There's the word I'm looking for. Go to the watch post on the corner of Orr and Willow. And those guys,
probably not tonight.
At least I know the guy there, the head guy there, the watch commander there. He tries to do right by people, so you might want to talk.
What's his name?
Oh man, I gotta give you a name. Thanks.
Sorry.
No, it's my own.
You opened it up.
It's my own fault.
I just put watch commander on.
No.
You can do it to you later.
Yeah. When you get there, ask for Sev. He'll be the guy you want to talk to.
It'll probably be the morning given the storm, but yeah, we'll definitely. Plus it's a little late.
Yeah, no, of course. But this is concerning, so you might want to. Well, at least let them know. Maybe they'll get it to enough people that they'll actually do something.
Yeah. Well, I'm
glancing around real quickly, Marcus. You notice that the one guy who had been kind of looking at you people, is no longer in the room. But you don't remember hearing the door open. Would have been pretty obvious. Remember when you guys opened it, was pretty loud and people told you to shut it. So not sure where he is.
Okay.
I mean, there are some doors and stuff to other rooms, so it's very possible that he just went out into one of those. But
so Rhux, we talked to him. He's the one who was sitting over there, and I'm gonna describe the guy who was watching us. Is he part of? Is he who I should talk to? And I'm saying Barach, but I'm asking about the guy who is.
You mean Briak?
Briak.
Yeah. But you're describing the other guy.
Yeah.
No, she's like, no. That guy, the guy over there, the half orc, Briak.
Oh, okay.
He owns the nest down the street. He's just here tonight because he's got his son doing the place for this evening. And he kind of got caught here when the squall came up.
The other gentleman was just paying a lot of attention to us, so I thought, I didn't know if he was a local, someone we might need to talk to.
I believe he's a local. You described the actual guy who was watching.
Yeah.
That sounds like Pole. He's one of the dock workers. Typically, actually, I'm sure I wouldn't be shocked to see that he wasn't out there working the Sunbeam and those ships when they were unloading them earlier today.
Oh, okay. He'd like a big sword. Help you out with makes sense. He's a dock worker. He's early, probably a foreman or something.
Actually, I think he went into the back room where we have a dice games and stuff like that.
Ah, okay. Well, like I said, I would have enjoyed the company, and
it's always good to talk to new people.
I'm sure you'll see me again, but I think it's time. I better head. Are you everyone ready to head back to the ship? I've monopolized the conversation. I apologize. It's a bad habit of mine.
You anybody else doing anything or want to do anything? Ask anything? Say anything?
I had something I was gonna ask, but I have forgotten. Oh, I was gonna ask if the bartender, if you knew anywhere to get gunpowder.
Well, Yusuf is actually now weaving in out of the tables, but you can ask Ilya, I guess.
Right.
Ilya's like, probably any one of the artificers of the Silver Anvil could probably get you some. Cool. I would check with the Silver Emporium. That's at least a place to start.
Excellent.
The proprietor there will, at least if he doesn't have some, will be able to get you in contact with those who do.
Very cool.
And she kind of takes a stop for a second. She says, "Did you mention Wizard's Beard earlier?"
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else that you were thinking of.
Did you bring your staff with you, by the way?
I don't really have a staff anymore.
Oh, that's right. You lost the staff.
I have a dagger.
Okay, never mind. Give me a deception roll.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I just thought you mentioned something about the wizard and the wizard beard, and I would have mentioned Myrna. That's her tower in the city. So that's all.
Her tower?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Myrna
she lives in a tower?
Myrna is the local wizard.
Oh, interesting.
I don't ever hear that she's been out of the tower that often, but I've heard tell she at least does do some advising to the lady governor. Anyway, I mean, I guess that would potentially be another place of interest if you're were looking around the city, if you are interested in wizards.
Yeah, but who's interested in wizards? Not me.
No. Yeah, many people fear them, so fair enough. And like I said, I don't know when the last time she's been out of that tower, so not in at least a month, to my knowledge. But
sounds like typical.
I ain't
wizard
afraid
behavior.
of no wizard. Let's go see some wizard.
Fine, if you insist.
No, I didn't insist.
I was talking to my friend.
Okay. Marcus, you notice that guy does come back out from the back room and leans up against the wall near where he was sitting before.
Okay. Does he need to be by himself though?
Yeah. Give me a perception check though for him. Now that he's standing up.
Sorry, changing screens here.
Sorry. This time around, you notice that that there's a tattoo on the back of his left hand that is sort of like a, best I can describe it as like a stylized tribal kind of tattoo that goes down into his fingers that almost makes it look like a glove on the back of his hand. It's clearly not on the palm, it's mostly on the back, but it looks like a small cut off fingered glove if you look at it from the backside. It's just something you didn't notice while he was sitting at the table doing stuff. But
do I recognize that as any type of thieves or guild association?
Give me an intelligence check. Connotation is probably something to do with underworld thievesy kind of thing, but I mean, it's probably local here, and it's nothing you've seen anywhere else at this point.
Yeah. I didn't
But the connotation you get from it is it's probably something related to that.
Oh, yeah, it's roguey.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the same time, you also happen to notice, as you were kind of looking through, you're trying to be surreptitious yourself, a lightning flashed through the window, and you saw a shadow go past during the lightning flash as well.
A shadow outside the window?
Outside the window,
outside.
Yeah. Anybody else doing anything?
That's it.
All right.
Just hanging out on the ship or trying not to get sopping wet.
So back to the ship. What are you guys doing? That would be... Praedyth, are you at the ship or at the thing?
I'm at the ship.
Okay, so the two of you, Praedyth and Hylough, are you guys doing anything particular on the ship, or are you just kind of hunkering down under in the cabins or in the hold, or?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was gonna have the Raven up top deck, keep an eye out as best it can, and I was gonna be below, kind of just praying, doing my thing.
So, do you just automatically get alerted by the bird? I cannot even remember. I'm sorry. I should really be on top of your.
I can.
Or do you have to meditate to look through it?
To look through the bird. Let me see. Close again.
Close.
Every time I start doing something, that's when he decides.
Yeah, I just don't remember if it's an automatic thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm reading back through it again. I'm trying to see.
I should really get more.
I think you. I think when it's within 100 feet of me, I get. From what I'm reading here, when it's within 100 feet of me, it's automatic.
Is it back to the time? It's in your stuff, right?
But I'm not sure.
Sentinel of Fate, right?
Yeah.
First level,
the Sentinel Raven.
Spirit, Simple Mistress. Well, Raven is perched on his shoulder. You gain dark vision and a bonus to your passive wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can see through the Raven's eyes and hear what it hears if it's within 100 feet of you. Okay. You actually, by the way, you only need a short rest to bring the Raven back. By the way.
Yeah. I just couldn't remember.
Not that you were going to sit there for an hour either, but
yeah, and wait.
You're kind of sitting down there trying to meditate a little bit, but more half-heartedly. More just to clear your head and get yourself into a mood so you can do some study and some more writing in the book you've been writing. When you get a sense from the bird that there's something moving outside in the storm. But I mean, I will say, because you get dark vision when it's on your shoulder, it has 30 feet of dark vision, but it can't really, it can sense that there's movement outside the ship, but it can't quite see it because it's kind of perched up a bit higher, so it could get a better view of the thing. But it's dark and rainy, so you can potentially tell it what to do. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it kind of do a loose circle over, or kind of in that direction where it thinks it saw movement.
I say so. It's
not. I don't want it to swing in too deep.
It kind of swoops down a little bit, stays maybe about 20 feet off the railing, and kind of goes along the side of that ship. Give me a perception check for the bird.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't notice anything there, and it comes kind of around the front of the thing, and maybe it was just a trick of the way the lightning flashed and the rain is falling. So it comes back and takes a perch again. Back to the actually,
off the ship. What part of the ship is it off? That
it was on the left side near the front. That's where it thought it saw some motion.
I just want to know for.
I was going to
Hylough.
I was going to try to I was going to try to see if I could be outside, but under cover in some way, so I could see.
Hylough, about this time you came back up on deck, let's say, to try to get out a little bit. You're trying to, and you've opened the door and you're looking out there trying to figure out. And you see the bird kind of drop down and make a loop around and then come back up. I mean, it's hard to see it. It's a blackbird at night with rain, but you can see, you kind of get a feeling for where it's at. You can sense it more than see it. And the bird kind of lands again, and about that time you hear a thump towards the front of the ship. And the ship rocks slightly gently, but you're not sure if it's just the waves and stuff because of the storm or anything like that. It's hard to tell.
Okay. I'll don some rain gear or whatever I can find and head out there and very cautiously, and I'm armed.
Okay.
And see if I need to peek over the edge or something like that.
So you come up there and kind of look over the edge. Give me a perception check.
Are they trying to lean over?
Looking over the side, you're not really seeing anything until a flash of lightning goes off. And then you see that there is something clinging to the side of the ship. And in the lightning, it quickly scrabbles up. Get back to you in a second.
Up toward me?
Yep, up towards you. For the rest of you guys in the bar, another lightning strike and some thunder comes in, and as the thunder's dying away, the door slams open, and there's a guy in sort of a silvery armor and stuff like that, silver and darker silver trim. You've seen these before when you were kind of walking around. This is clearly what Ilia was calling the Argent Watch. Very clear. This looks like one of the guardsmen that you had seen around. And he says, and as he says that, the tines of a trident come through the front of his torso, and blood just starts gouting out of his throat. And he gets, after a second, as everybody's kind of like, what? He gets kind of thrown into the room and thrown off the trident onto the floor. And I now need to get my picture, which I forgot to put into the thing, but give me 1 second and I will get you that picture of a creature that is standing in the doorway.
Iylis, somebody's here for you.
At the same time, the creature on the ship, Hylough, comes over the side, and I'll show you a picture of that one too here in 1 second. I just need to.
Good thing we're separated.
Does the raven see that? The creature coming up to the side?
I'll tell you in a second. Just give me a moment.
Okay,
let me put the picture in, and I'll show you guys what's going on.
Yeah.
That's all. I just forgot to put them in and make them available. Image. System. Sorry, I was finishing this up literally right before we started playing, so one of those things where occasionally this happens. So all right, so Hylough, this is what you see coming up over top of you. Oh, over the railing at you. And for those of you who are in the bar, you are seeing the following. Once I get this one in real quick. All right, so for those of you in the bar, what stands in the doorway, having pushed this guard into the room, looks like this. And you hear it go.
We saw him.
You hear it go. I can't do a really good kind of like a dinosaur kind of growl at you guys, and that's where we'll stop for the evening.
Oh, I wanted to kill someone.
No,
I know, right?
I get 2
this
attacks.
looks super cool though.
Yeah,
that's kind of where we made to. You guys are at Merybal.
Why does that guy's trident look so much cooler than mine? This is
maybe
he's got a double-ended trident. This other one, and he's got
a higher level.
He's got barnacles on him.
Also, since I missed from the beginning, do we get to keep the stuff from the dream or not?
No, I'll pull it out, but you are 5th level.
No, we're not going to keep it.
But next time we will start the session with a lovely battle in 2 different places from the looks of it.
Oh, thanks for splitting
That
the party,
guy has
guys.
4 arms.
I didn't
You
split the
could have
party.
left
You
somebody else here. Did you really need
Well-
all that many people at the bar? I mean,
I was the only one talking with Marcus and maybe a little Dresd'a.
Yeah.
We had your back. Don't worry about it.
you got no one. You got nothing.
You got 2 attacks now, though. That's
Yeah.
I think, more than everyone else.
All right.
Pirates is gonna be you, me, and the bird defending this freaking.
You're basically
boat.
the strength
Oh
of 2
yeah,
men.
I should have mentioned that. The bird does see you see Hylough take a step back and this creature kind of come up, but it also happens to notice that there are at least 3 more on around the front of the ship coming up over the edge.
Yeah, I'll be coming up.
Oh man,
when I see
And Rhux
that.
is there too, right? You got Rhux.
No, it's just Praedyth
Rhux is
and
at the
Hylough.
bar.
Praedyth,
Yeah,
Hylough,
You were
and
with us
Rhux.
the whole time?
Yeah.
yeah, he was just standing in the corner. or
Oh,
something.
man.
And then,
Okay.
well,
I drank. What are you talking about?
He did drink something.
He
And
drank something and then
I
stood in
missed
the
it,
corner.
What corner? What are you on?
our 2 other guys are with us, right? The
Crewmate.
Rat and True are with you guys, yes.
yeah. So we
Okay.
could,
Wait, the
maybe we
dude
can
who
call
just-
them to help.
The guy who just came, the one that just came into the bar, stabbed somebody. What the heck?
Yeah, he walked
Yeah,
in. And,
an argent guard opened the door, and as it was about to say something, the trident
Got
went
shanked.
through its chest and got thrown forward, and this creature was standing behind.
You know, I think I'd
The
figured
heck?
out what he was gonna say.
What was he gonna say?
We're
Probably warn us about
under.
the.
Ouch.
Could that mean?
We're under where?
Stress?
under
Oh, he's
attack.
under a
All right,
lot of
guys.
stress. That's what it is.
We'll pick this up next week. So,
All right.
All right, guys.